And welcome aboard here to TSC Live, your home for the Tallahassee Soccer Club broadcast. Thank you for coming aboard with us here, whether you're tuning in here locally, Tallahassee, over to our west out in Pensacola, or around the world. Andrew Jupe, Trent Young here with TSC Live, going to bring you the action here today as your Tallahassee Battle Lions taking on Pensacola. Of course, game time. Got about 15-20 minutes before we get rolling here, Trent, till we are off and away. No pregame on the radio today, so if you're tuning in, but you happen to be driving around town starting at 7, the old radio is going to pick us up here in the Tallahassee area, Big Bend of North Florida, South Georgia as well. So if you're rolling around town, make sure to check out John and our buddies at 93.3 Real Talk Radio. Will be available on there. But up until then, TLHsoccerclub.com is the destination here for the stream and the visuals and the sounds here. Trent, last home game of the season, match day 11. It's been quite the journey for TSC, Trent. How you feeling about the game action? We've seen Pensacola out here before. We had so much fun. They wanted to come on back and do it again, man. How you feeling about the game tonight?
Elated, Jupe. Thanks for having me back. Excited to be out here again. And, you know, it's always nice when you get an extra unexpected game. Tough that it's in the middle of the week, so, you know, we'll see how many we get out here tonight. But, you know, I'm just happy that I get to be out here again with you, buddy. And, you know, Pensacola, they've had a good season thus far, last couple of years. They won the 850 Cup, but, yeah, I mean, I believe 4 out of the last 5 they've lost. So they are kind of in downward form as of late. Definitely a team that Tallahassee could get. But, again, this is a team that has never lost an 850 Cup fixture against either the Battle Lions or the Roots. So, going to be tough to get one tonight. But I think the boys are up for the challenge, too.
Absolutely. Any given Saturday is what we usually say, Trent. But how about a little any given Wednesday today? So you're saying there's a chance. It should be good. Of course, Pensacola got to have it right now. This is a team fighting for the playoffs. So let's take a quick glimpse at the table. So for those curious here, TSC mathematically eliminated, unfortunately, here from playoff contention, but still an opportunity for some big successes here for the end of the year. On the other side of the table, like we said, Pensacola vying for a playoff spot. AFC Pensacola, AFC Mobile, Pensacola, and Florida Roots, as you can see. We can kind of assume Jacksonville has officially clinched a playoff spot, so they're in for real, for real. Southern States and New Orleans are trending that way, Trent. We've seen their form, we've seen their schedule, we've seen their play. So I think it's safe that those 3 are in. But who's the final guest at the party,
That's wide
Trent?
open, Jupe.
Absolutely. So AFC, Pensacola, Florida Roots going at it. So let's get into it. So obviously we'll get into some more kind of nuts and bolts to it. But while we have the chance, I thought it would be entertaining to do a quick little showcase, Trent, of the fight for 4th. Of course, the Gulf Coast upcoming schedule. We talked about these 3 teams here as we kind of go conference-wide. This, of course, affects Pensacola, so we can tie it into the pregame here today, Trent. I feel like that's fair enough. AFC Pensacola currently tied at 10 points, though we are a points per match here league, Trent. So AFC, of course, only 8 home, still with 4 in the pocket. They will play at Southern States tonight, so that game will be starting, I believe, at 8:30 our time. So maybe before final whistle, we'll have some updates here for you. Also, Florida Roots in the mix too, but they've only got 2 in the pocket here, Trent. So you look at these, AFC, Southern States, Jacksonville, PFC, TSC. You can see Pensacola, their schedule remaining there as well. Trent, if you had to take a guess, I know kind of a topic of conversation we talked about a little bit kind of in passing earlier in the week. I don't know if it was on the postgame last week or just throughout the course of the week, the lovely conversations about TSC and the league as a whole, Trent. But what are you thinking if you had to take a guess, or who do you like here in this pack in the fight for 4th?
Well, it's easy to say AFC Mobile could potentially get in. They're already there in the 4th spot, and they've got the most games in hand. They've got 1 game in hand, 4 games left remaining on the season. As you alluded to, the Roots only have 2 left against Southern States, New Orleans, 2 teams that are already up there in that top 3. So AFC, they got to play Southern States, they got to play Jacks, but they play TSC and PFC as well. So those are 2 teams down there in the bottom 3. So I definitely think it's feasible for AFC Mobile to go ahead and push forward and get that final playoff spot since they have so many games left. But at the same time, the Pensacola, they're seeing a beat-up Tallahassee team tonight, man. They could easily get 3 points tonight. As much as it pains me to say it, it's very possible for them to walk out of here with 3. So, if that happens, obviously that bodes well for their chances. They've got New Orleans and AFC left, so they could, control their own destiny. If they beat AFC, they could potentially get in that way, depending upon, obviously, all these other fixtures we have left. So, yeah, so far, Jupe, I'm going to go ahead and give the nod to AFC Mobile. I think they look very confident, and they've got Lozano and Ronaldo Fortune, 2 incredibly gifted attacking players. We saw Fortune last week setting up goals, getting goals himself. So, yeah, I definitely like AFC Mobile. They're currently on the up and up right now. And like I said, Pensacola, 4 out of the last 5 they've lost. So, arrow pointing up for AFC Mobile as opposed to down for Pensacola.
Yeah, like you talked about, AFC Mobile, one of the more peaking teams here in the conference. Like you said, and we say that jointly in the conversation, Pensacola dropping 4 out of the last 5. TSC currently on a 6-game skid themselves, Trent. So who's ready for it, man? It should be interesting. But, yeah, I like the AFC Mobile. They're hot, first of all, Trent. And like you said, just a numbers game, right? They've got more opportunities to get points. So even if they tie Southern States or tie Jacksonville, it's not a big point getter, but maybe that is just the difference. But ultimately, really, it's going to come down to, I believe, that midweek matchup. I think it's in the middle of the week where PFC is going to be playing Mobile. They'll go head-to-head, and that essentially is going to decide it. If one of those teams comes away with 3 points, of course, if they tie, it's not really going to do much. They both have us. They have each other. And so there's just a 1 game. All the other games go against the top 3 in the conference.
But AFC does host both Tallahassee and PFC. So,
True.
A little home field advantage might go a long way in this scenario.
Absolutely. Yeah, PFC has been on the road a lot lately.
Yeah, they have.
Obviously, this was supposed to be a home game for them. They've been playing some home games out in Foley, Alabama.
Yeah,
Their
dude.
stadium is under construction. They're preparing for the championships for the SEC. Of course, so they're trying to get everything organized. They got to tear up the field, restructure everything. So they said, PFC, you guys are out of here. And so they're on the road. Good for us, though. We get an extra home game. Absolutely. Absolutely. So as we can see, kind of bounce back at the table. This is as of this morning. Like we said, a bunch of teams in action tonight. I believe it's everybody but the Roots is playing. So it's going to be Jacksonville and AFC. And then, of course, us and Pensacola. And then you have the rest of the table. There's one more matchup that's slipping my mind. Maybe it's the Roots and New Orleans tonight. I'd have to double-check the schedule, but we're going to try to get updated on all the action here today. But that's the table you see. Everybody's still in play for the playoffs here, except TSC, of course, with the loss last week to AFC Mobile. That was the mathematical elimination for your boys here. Still searching for that big first dub here, Trent. But let's do something that you like to do, kind of a little preview for those who aren't too familiar with the opposition, right? If you've been tuning in, you're local here to Tallahassee, you know what's going on, you're familiar with this team. Trent, we got to kind of peek over the fence a little bit to see if we can go behind enemy lines, man, and see if we can get our players to watch over on the other side here for the opposition. Of course, Pensacola. So let's blast them up as we try to get this graphic into the picture. And there we are, Trent, the Pensacola FC players to watch here. Of course, top dog that I'm concerned about is going to be Michael Lightbourne. He's going to be in the midfield. That's going to be the captain, Mikey, as they call him. Of course, he was on the Gulf Coast Conference 11 team last year. He's already bagged 4. He's their leading scorer, Trent, and he loves shining bright in big competition, Trent. So you talk about the A50 Cup games. 2 of his goals came against the Roots to make sure they took them down. And then his other 2 goals, he bagged 2 against Southern States in that big 3-1 victory that they had at home versus Southern States. Something we'll get into a little more here, Trent, is Pensacola, a little bit of a volatile team as far as performances, of course, playing with the best of them. And so who knows what kind of Pensacola team we'll get to. I like to consider them the Gulfport of last year. You know, Gulfport was wildly, they would go out on the road and have some big upsets, and then at home they'd have some sitters that just wouldn't work out, man. So as part of the fun is playing PFC, they're kind of a wild bunch, and it's going to be an entertaining matchup. Who are some other guys that you're interested in checking out here tonight?
Absolutely, Jude. There's certainly the league wild card, if you will, but we've also got Azarius Ali. He goes to Bethel College over in Kansas. He's got 2 goals this season. Those were both against TSC back on May 14th and 19th. And then we've got keeper Mark McMillan. He is playing his first season with Pensacola. And, again, they are undefeated in the 850 Cup this season. 2 wins and a tie against both us and the Roots so far.
Absolutely. Got the Scotsman in between the pipes here. So some serious UK presence going on. So, of course, the Welshman Jack Chambers will be seeing number 5, hopefully, out here for TSC. And the Scotsman in between the pipes here for Pensacola. So always an international flair out here on the soccer field here today. So, Trent, as we get ready, we'll get the national anthem soon. Let's kind of go over some previous results as we can kind of split in here, Trent, because we can't figure out where we're going until we know where we've been, Trent. So previous results against PFC, of course, 2 ties and a loss. We had of course, on the away front. Technically, we're going to get another home game out here. Of course, last year, the away game, crazy 3-3 match that was absolutely insane. TSC scores the first goal, then goes down 3-1 and had to score 2 goals 80 minutes onward in order to save the draw. That was wild. Here at home last year, that's when PFC clinched the 850 Cup. Just a barrage of scoring there for Pensacola. Got them over the hump and had them clinch it. So that was a 4-2 game. And then, of course, this season here at home, we had the 1-1 draw early in the year. They took the advantage, Trent, but then Johnny Fitzgerald got us back to even on a wild ricochet goal.
He did.
And so we shall see. It's a little bit of here and there. So both seasons that we've played them, we've tied the first match. So hopefully our destiny does not come out as it did last time. And just as we continue to get preparations going here, Trent, let's snap to the game cam if we can. We seem to have our national anthem coming here for our performer from the Young Actors Theater. So we're going to give way to the national anthem here for just a moment. There we go. Tallahassee's Young Actor Theater once again with a fantastic performance there. And for a solid national anthem, as always, set the tone here. So, of course, our starting lineups here for TSC, escorted by the Florida Elite 2009 boys, won the National Premier League East playoffs in North Carolina, going 4-0. They beat down Charleston in the final by a score of 4-2. Qualified for the tournament after winning the state league with a record of 11 wins, 1 tie, and 0 losses. Dominant, relentless, full of character. I'm told they are one of the top 2 team in the nation. So shout out to the 09 boys escorting the starting lineup. And Trent, who do we have out here starting lineup for your Battle Lions?
Back in goal, we've got number 1, Bosco Perry. Number 2, At left back, presumably, is going to be Danny Perez. Number 3, we're going to have Mike Zamore. Number 5, we've got Jack Chambers, presumably it's center back. 6, that's going to be Drew Daunt. Number 11, Josiah Cousins Fontenot. Number 12, JP Vina. 13, Charles Chaz Blankenship. 15, your captain, Johnny Fitzgerald. 14, Corey Osgood. And 22, Austin Lee.
There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Trent, that sounds like a starting lineup to me. So we're ready to get rocking and rolling here for TSC. Like you can see, looks like Andrew Geyer's back up top here. Going up top with Cousin Cy Fontenot. We're going to get Jack Chambers, Mike Zamore, of course, center back. Team huddle, the boys get rocking and rolling. Like we said, for those at home or for those tuning in, TSC mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Pensacola's already clinched the 850 Cup, but there's more important things here at stake, Trent, and that's the pride. And the blue-collar boys in gold love to play for pride here, Trent. So we're expecting a fantastic match for TSC, your Battle Lions, to get rocking and rolling here this evening. Still looking for that elusive first victory here, Trent. And why not get it against some old rivals here in the 850 Cup and from the Gulf Coast Premier League? See if we can't get a little magic going here. The visitors are going to be in all navy blue, kicking things off for us today. And then, of course, TSC, your Battle Lions, are going to be in the Saturday golds. But, of course, they're the Wednesday golds. Your boy Bosco Perry in all pink here tonight. Trent, see if we can't get the elusive one. Neither of these teams have had a clean sheet this year, have allowed a goal in every single match. Have both of these teams. Is tonight the night we can make the difference? And can Bosco and the boys get a couple in the net as well? Like we said, seeking that elusive first victory. Corey Osgood with a little right back start here today.
Love that.
Direct little play over the top for Cousin Cy Fontenot. And if things go according to plan, Trent will see a lot of targets for number 11 here.
Yeah, really excited to see Corey at right back. He's played striker, right mid in the last couple seasons for Tallahassee. So this is a firing squad we've got out there. All of our attacking players deployed in this lineup early tonight, Jupe.
Absolutely, absolutely. Goals is the game, Trent. Been a little bit of a dry spell here for TSC, trying to get some in the back of the net, of course, with the recent scoring barrage by their opponents. Of course, held scoreless on Saturday versus Mobile. 2-0 was that count, but a nice little high press here. Johnny going after McMillan. Here, aerial ball. Good win here for Osgood. He's on a Wusu. He's going to be Prince of Wusu, number 20. He's going to be one of the dangerous players to watch here for Pensacola. One of the guys that didn't make R3 on the pregame, Trent, but he is someone who will make some moves. And I think he came off the bench last time we were here, and a fantastic effort for him out last time we were here. So hopefully we can control him, get some offensive spell going here for PFC now. Zamore coming out to the perimeter, winning the challenge out there. Pensacola player is down, but it seems to be last touched by the Pelicans out to the west. So, of course, goal kick coming here for Bosco Perry. Squares it out here to Chambers. We'll cycle it around. Drew Daunt in the back line here for TSC. Trying to get through to Blankenship. He's able to get it through his defender. It was Navarro, but he wins the battle. This one's grouped back by Cy and Johnny. Cy with the full head of steam. And this ball to hand, they say play on. Owusu here on the perimeter. He's going to be pursued by Geyer, who's coming back from the top line to get back on the defense. You got to love the speed and the effort from the youngster from Thomasville High School. And an attacking spell here. Back out to Owusu for Pensacola, looking for a through ball. And a shot on frame. Bosco chests it down. And we'll position this one. And it's a lively shooting bunch, Trent. We said it last time they were here. We said it earlier in the season. Pensacola, Trent, when they get inside 40 yards, which is the 30-yard line here you can see on the field, they are ready to shoot. And they dialed a couple up from long distance a year ago when they put in 4 against us here at the Gene.
And you can tell that's what they're looking to do so far, Jupe. They've got a high press early on in the game, trying to pressure at back line, and great ball over top of Johnny Fitzgerald.
There you go. Fled over top. Good ball here by Blankenship, who's back in the fold here on the Wednesday match. This one's going to be squared off to Austin Lee. He's about 40 yards from goal, turns away, drops it back to Osgood, who's on the back line here. 4th minute of action here, TSC Live on 93.3 Real Talk Radio, and, of course, TLHsoccer.com. So however you may be joining us, listening to us, viewing, thank you for coming aboard. Flick on to the corner here. Tried to be saved by Pensacola, and it is not a corner, but is a TSC throw-in here on the near side. Cousin Si's going to leave it here for Andrew Geyer. Of course, just in the 4th minute of action, goes short to Fitzgerald. PFC's going to come away with this one. We'll drop around, run a nice little triangle. That's back to the captain, Mikey Lightbourne, number 10 back there. Here for Pensacola. And last touch by Osgood. Be out of play here for Pensacola as the TSC crowd starts to trickle in here. Of course, this was a last-second change. Trent, this was not on the schedule to start the year, so we were wondering, especially with the weather and the thunderstorms earlier today, what kind of crowd we're getting. But we're definitely north of 100 here, man.
Absolutely, Jupe. I mean, you can only expect so many when you get less than a week to prepare for this. But, I didn't even think I was going to make it, actually. But we got to do what we got to do, get out here and give the people the call. So, I just want to say, man, Corey Osgood, I'm really loving him at right back tonight. Nobody's going to outwork him down that sideline.
It looks like he got the heads up a couple days ago. Looks like Corey's rocking some new cleats down here, man.
New haircut,
shimmering.
too.
Yeah, man. He knew he was going to be
He's
filmed
all fresh.
up here.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Osgood, of course, a Warrior, very physical player. Usually we see him as up top, an attacking presence, and so it'll be fun to see, like you said, Trent, him on the back line and see how he works with the boys back there as yet another different back line, Trent. Pretty sure the 11th different back line that we've seen here for TSC out this season due to injuries, a couple suspensions with the red cards, etc. So we'll see what we have going forward here defensively. Out to the perimeter, here's Owusu. Like we talked about, he's dangerous out on the perimeter. Service into the box. Beautiful ball, about 12 yards deep, nobody there. Drew Daunt with initial clearance. Secondary ball in, won by Zamora with the header. Osgood gives a crack at it. Secondary effort, and will get out of play. Whether it hit Pensacola or not is the factor, and the ref says it did not. So it'll stay a Pensacola throw. Dangerous area. This is about 10 yards out from goal here, Trent. Over on the near side, Pensacola Lynch to throw it in. It's chested down about 6 yards out. Touched by Pensacola and out of play. So to be back to a goal kick for Bosco here in the 6th minute of action.
And you talk about that back line, Jupe, and all the changes we've had this year. But essentially, other than Osgood playing at right back, we've got the other 3 players from the last game against AFC starting. And, Mike Zamora normally playing that left back, coming in, dropping in to center back. And, Jack Chambers, he was playing a little bit of right back last game, and now he's dropping back. And we've got a great ball over top to Charles Blankenship. He's giving chase, and the ball cleared by the goalie. Danny Perez hits it up to Austin Lee, won at about the 40-yard line to Johnny Fitzgerald. Johnny Fitzgerald drops it back to Danny Perez. Danny Perez sends it on over, cycles it around to Jack Chambers. Jack Chambers looking over top to Geyer, finds Geyer in stride at the 25-yard line. Geyer plays a great ball down the line to Cousin Cy Fott. No Cousin Cy knocked down off his feet. Ref says it's clean. Play on. And they cycle it back around to the right back on the far side. Pensacola on the counterattack. Crossing the 50. Danny Perez steps, just misses it. And the ball is played over to the left, down the left-hand side to Prince Owusu. Prince Owusu plays it over top to 15. And that is cleared out of play. Got 2 balls on the field, so taking a second to clear one off, and Osgood with the throw to Austin Lee. Osgood clears it over top. Falls to Austin Lee. He gives pressure. Good tackle from Danny Perez. And some thunder we hear in the distance.
Oof, some cracking thunder.
That was a boom.
So, of course, any kind of lightning will take it off the table. So we'll see. We've got a weather advisory in place, Trent. So hopefully we'll be able to clear things up here and keep this ship rolling, man.
Good stuff from TSC so far. Definitely putting the pressure down there on their back line early, and that's what we need if we're going to get a goal, Jupe.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Great win by Austin Lee. Osgood drops it back to Chambers. Chambers back to Bosco Perry.
And there's not really a tendency here with TSC, Trent, as far as a success for scoring first and getting a result or conceding first and getting a result. We know when they have conceded, it's not a good situation.
No.
But on the other side, for PFC, when looking at them, they're twice as likely to get a result. 67% of the time when they score first, they get a result, compared to just 33% of the time when they concede first. Of course, they did score against us first back here just a couple weeks ago. We did end up getting that 1-1 draw, of course, back in match day 3 here for TSC. So it'll be interesting to watch who gets the first breakthrough, if there is one, Trent, here, because no stranger to some late season ties here at 0-0, Trent.
And great stuff there from Corey Osgood to head that ball out. It's getting played down over top to number 17. And just thwarts that attack so he can't get past Chambers there.
And rocking and rolling Lynch, who's also going to be a player to watch. He didn't make our list, but Wusu and Lynch, this is going to be a gruesome twosome here on the left side of the formation for PFC, which is going to be our near side, Trent, right here by the benches. Those are going to be some guys to watch as we get into the 10th minute of action here. Going over. Throw by Osgood. Chested down by Fontenot. Back to Corey. This one will be looking for Geyer up here on the near side, and Austin Lee getting into the mix and try to get it up to that top line. Blankenship, a tall effort, but this one's going to fall to PFC. Served out to Owusu. And a little bit of a knockabout. Mikey Lightborn out to Lynch, and Pensacola looking to cycle it around. Everybody getting some touches. His Blankenship with a nice little takeaway here. Last touch by Pensacola. That'll be a TSC throw on the near side here, about 40 yards from goal, Trent. So far, like you said, liking the effort here for TSC, some aggressiveness. Pensacola, a little bit more of a possession squad here this year, Trent. I feel like they were a little more direct. Kind of the barrage that they tried to put together last week, they were just gas, man. But it seems like they're a little bit more gradual in their approach here, because they were such a scoring threat, and the goals just came in bunches, especially down the stretch for Pensacola last year. No accident that they finished the table second, but currently vying for a playoff spot as a whole, man. Trying to get into that 4th position. We assume that those top 3 are locked up by Jacksonville, Southern States, New Orleans, respectively. So they're trying to get back the 4th place positioning that Mobile took from them after Mobile's result on Saturday. Service, Lightborn out to the perimeter as PFC tries to launch the attack. A little 5-on-4 break if they want to use it. They have numbers forward all the way across the field. Good win here by Drew Daunt. Danny Perez, who's coming off a fantastic game versus Mobile on Saturday. Fontenot with a little hold up. Blankenship waiting on the back line for that ball. Pensacola will knock it away and look to go on the counterattack here. Once again, getting numbers forward. It's 6-on-6, or 5-on-6, excuse me, as they get down towards the box. Huge win by Zamora down by the goal line, and he's able to clear out of play, but take away cleanly, possess, distribute, Trent. That was some big-time stuff from Mike Zamora.
That's his M.O., man, especially down that left flank. Here we see him again.
Garnet out there, nice little stretch. He gets a piece to it, and it turns into a slow dribbler. Not much easier for big game Bosco to scoop that one up. So good communication, good unity, good alignment so far of all 3 levels, and Bosco, really, all 4 levels here of TSC. Good little showcase so far, Trent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Positive 12 minutes, because that's what you want to see. You want to see the fight, you want to see the go. And like we said, for TSC, they have the opportunity to play for spoiler, and they're still trying to get that first big win, man. So no better way to get it than at home at the Gene in front of the diehards here. The loyal TSC supporters coming out here on a last-second Wednesday game that just became official late last week. It's back to McMillan. Like we said, the first-year keeper here for PFC, the big Scotsman. A little bit of a contrast to Bosco. He's one of those keepers with a big wingspan, man. He can cover a lot of goal by stretching out the old arms and legs. See if we can test him. Of course, really only had a couple opportunities last time PFC was in town. So I'd be seeing, I want to see what he's got, Trent. Let's see what all these
'em
opposing
work.
keepers. Yeah, put them to work,
He's
dude.
got to earn it, huh?
Clock it in when he's coming on east. So here we go. It's going to be a throw-in for Perez over on the far sideline. This is a good opportunity here for TSC. About 15 yards from the goal line. It's going to get into side. He'll flick it on. Chested down. Blankenship tries to volley, and this one's going to be into McMillan, but shot on target. And make the big Scotsman save that one. Beautiful little sequence there.
Yeah.
That's all you can ask for, man.
Yeah, Jude, that was one of the better set plays we've seen in a while. Just off the throw, side controls it, chest it down. It was tough. Blankenship had to do like almost a 270 turn all the way around. It's tough to get any kind of power on that, but he was close, man.
Absolutely.
Put it on target.
Because that's the thing. If you get underneath that one's rocketing through the uprights.
Sure.
So he got on top and rocketed right into the turf. And McMillan there, but making him work. Blankenship with a little pressure here near side. Centering ball. Here comes some pursuit from Austin Lee. Of course, TSC going a little 4-4-2 here today. Across the back, but a little shiftier than it usually is. It's usually a pretty rigid formation, but a little bit more free flow. Perez there and Daunt there, kind of naturally kind of defensive-minded midfielders, so it's kind of a shifting formation here. I like it.
Perez sliding up a little bit like he did last week, and Mike kind of playing a wing back. 3 backs out there with Osgood and Chambers. I'm liking it, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, at times it almost looks like a 3-5-2
here. Perez is up here with size. I love that.
Feeling adventurous, man. Go get it.
We got to score, right?
Try to get that first win of the season, man. You're going to need some goals to get the 3 points. This one's going to be dropped off Blankenship. This is an odd one. McMillan comes off the line, but Kabambala decides to keep it on his right foot, but a dangerous little sequence for PFC. Up to the task, but TSC, little cumulative pressure there, Trent.
And I'm liking that, Juke, because we saw McMillan, like you said, he's not the gambler that Bosco is, and so he was a little more hesitant if that ball isn't taking a touch or he slips on the turf. He gets a little slippery later in the games, as we've noticed earlier this year. So, that could easily be a goal later in the game tonight.
Absolutely. Getting into the 16th minute, Jack Chambers with some clearance out from the TSC box. This one's going to be headed down, Lightbourne to Lynch, on up to the top line, looking to go. Service to Cicerello, but this one's going to be taken away by TSC. 30 yards from goal. Chambers gets it out of the defending third. Looking for Blankenship up over the top, and maybe almost just like a hockey-type clearance, Trent, just to relieve the pressure, make PFC, allow TSC to get their shape back, and make Pensacola work out of the back slowly but surely as TSC gets their back line set. Drawing a high line about 50 yards from goal right now.
Maybe a little bit of offsides trap.
Not trying to let anybody in the backside. This is going to stay on and get through. Leaks all the way back to the box for Bosco here in minute 16 here for TSC. On through the back, coming to Drew Daunt, who's, of course, played his freshman year soccer ball at Belmont Abbey collegiately. Going over the top, looking for Blankenship a little too much, and it'll roll back to McMillan. He'll scoop it up off the turf, 15 yards from goal.
And one of the advantages of holding that high line is Bosco's able to come out to the 15, 20-yard line, kind of play that sweep keep so they can't play those long balls over top because he's already there to track it down.
Absolutely, which is something I think he enjoys, Trent.
Oh, I know he does.
He likes getting out in the field there. Of course, looking 25 yards from goal, him. A little heads-up deflection. McMillan's going to chest this one down, and this will be a TSC corner kick. A awkward little ball springs through here, and McMillan didn't want to risk it. Here on the deflection and the takeaway service back to McMillan here on the wing, back from his near side Kamara. And he didn't want to pick it up with the hands because that's an automatic PK.
Yeah, it was a direct pass for sure.
So Fitzgerald here, 17th minute. This is a huge minute for TSC. See if they can cash in on the set play. Service for Fitzgerald, looking for the back post. Gets a clean touch to a Blankenship again. But McMillan once again up to the task, but once again requiring the save here from the big man. Punt out of play, slaps a couple of the sponsors there over on the far side. The proud sponsors here of some community partners for TSC. Of course, that Grova Creative sign, Trent, large part due to some beautiful uniforms that they designed out here this season.
Absolutely, Jude.
So it'll be a throw-in for TSC once we
water break.
Get everything squared away, and maybe a little bit of hydration here. We don't see any kind of notification. I didn't hear the buzzer.
Maybe this is a
for
weather.
The Lightning.
I don't know.
So we'll try to get some
little bit of clarity. Anyhow, I did just
Yeah.
want to say that Chaz is really finding himself in some dangerous positions.
Okay, so there you heard it. Lightning delay is official here from down at Gene Cox Stadium. So we will go into some Lightning Day protocol here and pause this one. 18:07 on the clock. And we will go ahead and skip out. We're going to mute the audio here, and we'll have our standby logo for inclement weather being placed up on the screen. But we apologize. Nothing we can do about the weather. But we're going to continue to move on. Of course, it looks like it's going to be 30 to 45 minutes before the action is resumed. And so we will be back with audio there for the meantime. Like you said, or like you can see on your screen, you can check out weather updates if you want to search Tallahassee Soccer Club on your favorite social media. Or, of course, you can also check out TSC Talk for updates and adjustments and clarification on what is going on here for TSC as we encounter a slight weather delay. So like we said, looks like half an hour here will be our delay, but we'll make sure to keep you updated until then. But we will stay right here with the same feed. We'll be back as soon as we get word, and we'll keep you updated. So thank you for coming aboard here, 93.3 Real Talk Radio. Andrew Droop, Trent Young, bringing you the action here tonight, and hopefully we will get this resumed shortly. And alrighty, welcome back to TSC Live here for your Tallahassee Soccer Club. We're just coming out of a weather delay, if you can read or see it on the screen there, as you know, or if you've been tuning in with us or checking the action out here on the socials. But as you can see, teams back on the field warming up, so we're hoping we're out of the woods for the weather. We have some cells to our west and to our southwest, so we're going to continue to keep a monitor at those. We were notified, though, that it looks like we shall be good to go about right at 8 p.m. It's a TSC throw-in, and this is the official resuming action here. 17:21 was the official time that we were told was on the clock. And once Danny gives us a throw-in over from the far side, we are back live, 100% rocking and rolling. All 4 referees accounted for, and there is your whistle to resume the action. So 30-minute weather delay here, 10 minutes for warm-ups. Trent Young, Andrew Jupe, and we're back at it here from Gene Cox Stadium on the south side of Tallahassee. TSC and Pensacola still not at 0-0, Trent. So, of course, we're informed over the break. We forgot about a very subtle nuance here, of course, that MPSL rules, Trent. One of the reasons why we don't see Bennett Mitchell out here tonight is because of an accumulation rule of 4 yellow cards. So Bennett got his 4th against Mobile, and so unfortunately he is sitting out tonight. So Trent, we bring this up as Pensacola on a little spell of attack. We'll get back to that while we have a minute. Full stretch split there by Zamora, able to keep it out of the danger zone. That's going to be a corner kick over on the far side for Pensacola.
Yeah, good stuff from Drew. Drop back there. Unfortunately, just gets a little unlucky. Gets megged, but, good effort. Still got in the way. Still was pressuring the cross, and Mike was able to go ahead and step up and clear that.
So Wusu, left-footed in-swinger coming on the way. Sai all the way back inside the 6-yard box to defend this corner. This one's going to be screamed through about 12 yards deep, go to the back post, and then gets deflected out to Lightborn, and he takes a crack at it with the left foot. Off over, bounces out of play, so no harm, no foul. Back to TSC for a goal kick coming out of the back.
And I'm really liking the way we're deploying the back line so far in this first half. And it does kind of feel like a hockey game with these 2 intermission periods we're going to have tonight, Jupe. But, yeah, really getting the boys wide, the center backs wide, Chambers and Zamora on these goal kicks. And that way, Bosco's able to go ahead and look up line as he collects it back here.
Absolutely, to get rocking and rolling. So like we said, Pensacola on the attack here. TSC able to escape the pressure. Gets it on out. Nice little square ball to Fitzgerald. He'll get it out on the wing to Blankenship into the attack in third for TSC. They've got numbers. It's 3-on-4. Blankenship able to keep this one on the ground. Side tries to flick it about 10 yards out. Tried to get it on frame or to Geyer, but it'll be a nice win for TSC, Trent. Get a corner out of the deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Side plays it into a dangerous spot. Unfortunately, just gets deflected out of bounds. But if that ball gets through, and that was a great ball in from Blankenship to find Side, if that ball gets through to Geyer, man, that's a one-on-one with the keeper. That could be a goal.
Absolutely. So Fitzgerald getting ready, right-footed in-swinger on the way. Late crasher Lee coming into the picture. It's going to go back post up over top of Chambers, and this one will be out for a PFC goal kick here in the 20th minute of action, Trent. But we were talking about the MPSL accumulation yellow card rule. 4 yellow cards in the regular season accumulation, and you are suspended 1 game. So Zamora, Johnny, Bosco, and Mateus all in the active 18 here today, Trent, all sitting on 3. So even if they just get a yellow card, they will stay in this game, but they were ineligible to make the trip as an official roster participant when TSC plays Mobile on the 9th, as, of course, TSC off this Saturday, Trent.
Yeah, we got a little inside intel, found out that's probably why Bennett Mitchell is not playing tonight. We're going to need him for the next game. And, you still got to field the team this week. Like you said, we got Mike, we got Bosco, a bunch of these guys. Johnny out here on 3 yellows. So that's tough for a 12-game season to only be allotted 3 yellows before a suspension. I don't really get the logic behind that. But, hey, that's the rule, and we got to follow it. And Bruno's deploying his guys very tactically tonight.
Absolutely. So this one's going to be thrown in. Lynch will get the action going back again for Pensacola. Left-footed volley. Tries to get a center and cross. Good win by Zamora. He's about 10 yards from goal when he won that one. Cycle back around. Lightborn hits the assistant referee, and it looks like a little hold up of play here.
Yeah, I don't know what the call is. Very intrigued to see. Got a drop ball, jump ball. What's going on here?
And so it looks like a resume of action here. Osgood,
Oh, yeah.
regardless, will clear it out of the back here.
Get out of here.
And reset things. Pensacola will go back down to the back line. 40 yards from goal. They'll look to cycle it around. Kambambala here for PFC. Some service over the top. Chambers gets that one out of the air, dumps it out of play about 35 yards from goal. And Lynch will take the throw in over here on the near side for the Pensacola, the visitors in blue, going right to left on your radio dial or your streaming screen here today. And, of course, TSC's in the beautiful home golds. Bosco Perry in that pink keeper uniform. TSC in the first half here, as although it is after 8, we are still in half number 1. We're about 45 minutes behind schedule here, of course, with the lightning delay. 30 to 35 minutes of lightning delay and then 10-minute warm-up period for the boys to get rocking and rolling once again. Chambers serves this over the top. He's looking for Geyer. Secondary ball is going to be collected here by Fitzgerald. 40 yards from goal. He chips over the top looking for Blankenship. McMillan has to come out of the line, and he has to tiptoe the 18-yard box, almost coming out of the keeper area there, Trent.
And, again, just to go back to what we were saying earlier, Jupe, with the back line, Chambers is able to come all the way down to the line and send that ball up. And so even though it doesn't get through to Geyer, it drops. Johnny knows that's the play. He's able to collect it, play it back over the left back to Blankenship. I really love that attack and love the formation so far for TSC, Jupe.
There we go. So this one's been collected by Austin Lee in the midfield. He's going to cycle it back to Zamore. Little pressure here by Cicerello of PFC. Looking to come away with it. Lynch able to poke it free. Counterattack is on. It's 3-on-4 for PFC, if they want to run it. But a great win. Drew Daunt, the Belmont Abbey man, doing a great job of tracking back and negating that attack. Geyer looking to send it forward here to Cousinside. 50 yards from goal here on the near sideline. He's got Blankenship in the middle. Great cut internally. Fitzgerald waiting in the wings as well. Deflection here from PFC. Austin Lee trying to head it over to Fitzgerald, and PFC will look to collect on this one. So I look like he wanted to have a rip there, Trent, from long distance.
He was getting closed down. I think he was kind of looking for the corner there more than anything. He realized he was running out of space, couldn't get a good pass off. But, man, that cut inside, that was some MLS-level stuff there, dude.
Owusu here on the near side. Bosco full stretch to his left. On frame, and he keeps it out of the net. Still at zeros here. 24th minute of action. Big save. Like we said, Bosco's done a habit at it. 3 to 4 every week you can count on him, and he's been doing a great job of keeping TSC in most of their games all season long. Fitzgerald with a good takeaway as the turf monster takes down Lightbourne. It's a 2-on-3. Fitzgerald and Fontenot undercut there as Kambambala, and will be out for a TSC throw. Cousinside wants to go quick. He throws it about 12 yards out, but McMillan able to beat Blankenship to the ball there, but a dangerous little spell for TSC here. 25th minute, good little prodding attack, Trent.
Yeah, and I'm really loving that we got Geyer and Sy on this side so far. Geyer really doing a great job dropping back. He played a lot of right back earlier in the season, and that's really helping him outplay on the right side so far tonight.
Absolutely. Love the composure there by Zamore, calmly putting it back on the ground. No rush in the game there. Bosco able to deliver it up to the front line. Geyer, Fitzgerald, Fontenot knock it around a little bit here on the near side. Two current collegiate athletes, and of course Geyer, if he wants to, could definitely find a place to play some collegiate ball. The senior from Thomasville High School. This one going to be spilled out to the perimeter. Centering ball, tried to go back post with it. Nice little delivery. Cicerello on the header will spill way wide. And good coverage there by the TSC back line. Bosco in position.
Absolutely, Jupe. And the back line really collapsing on all of these attacks. And so Pensacola is actually kind of having to rush some of these instead of, dropping the ball back, trying to play possession when they get into the attacking third. They're sending that cross in, trying to get a shot first time. So really tough chances so far for Pensacola.
Absolutely. So Zamora with some service over the top, looking to send it long as he does in the area of Blankenship here. Minute 26. TSC knocking it around a little bit in the defensive half. Threading through on the offensive sector into the attacking third. Fitzgerald tried to knife it through to Geyer here. Fitzgerald in a fight gets chopped down. Perez gets a foot to it, but keep on trucking. PFC wants to try to launch his counterattack, wants to take it next level. It's going to be a foul called on Austin Lee, 45 yards from goal, and that holds up the PFC attack.
Smart foul.
Out to Owusu. Osgood, hands behind the back, making sure He's in position for this one. A push in the back of Perez. They play on into the box, looking for some service here. TSC sending defender after defender over on the far side of what is a dangerous Lynch. And he is, ever since the resume, he is, it seems, leveled up, Trent. He has gone next level with it, and they're rocking and rolling.
Yeah, Jupe, and that was really scary for us to watch because he was kind of sandwiched in between both Perez and Andrew Geyer, and in that situation in the box, you really could go down and get a penalty, and we've seen that happen plenty of times this season, so really fortunate that didn't happen.
Good win by Osborne, off the Lightbourne corner. A little tongue twister there. Square ball here centrally as PFC looking to turn on the attack. TSC gets the shell defensively. Stepping on the offside line. We talked about it. PFC looking to pull from distance, Trent. 42 yards from frame. No Thomas Pitchler there. Of course, he, at the New Orleans game, bombed one in from that distance, Trent.
And looks like we've got some old fields just started showing up. I don't know if maybe they had some late days at work today, but yeah, they're filtering in, got the megaphone, got the flags up, and yeah, crowd's starting to look closer to 200 than 100 here, Jupe.
There you go. Pretty much the adverse effect of what you think would happen with the weather delay. It's like, oh, give people a little more time here on a weekday to come on out. And like you said, looks like more people than what we started with.
And I think that's it, though. Just it being a weekday, people having lives and jobs.
Yeah, definitely the lowest attended game so far this season. Of course, makeup game as they try to thread this one through. We got a bonus game here for PFC. This was supposed to be out in Pensacola. Construction on the field has us back here on the south side for Tallahassee. 28th minute. Cousin Cy Fontenot and the boys pressing forward for your TSC Battle Lions. Just a reminder, this is a organized, funded, and produced TSC product. This is a pro TSC hometown radio broadcast. So this is for the TSC fan base and community. Just want to let you know. But if you're tuning in from elsewhere, we, of course, would like to give respect to PFC, but just want you to keep that frame in mind. This is for the local TSC community, the proud bunch, the blue-collar bunch here, trying to notch a big-time result here and mirror what we did and maybe even improve, Trent, from match day 3 as we were able to get a nice draw out of Pensacola, one of the most feared teams coming into the league this season. Owusu on the long ball. Osgood in pursuit. Chambers getting into position. And he goes down, the old turf monster. Oh, no! The referee points at the spot. As we look at the delayed cast, we're probably about a 15, 20-second delay as Lightbourne picks up the ball going in here. As this one coming in, we can see on the delayed cast, here comes Owusu into the box. Chambers, he swipes the ball. Owusu goes down. There's no contact.
None.
Oh, my goodness. PFC awarded a penalty. Bosco will fifth. He will have to defend his 5th penalty kick of the season.
Brutal.
We win a stretch. We went 4 straight, allowing a penalty. Here's number 5. Last home game of the season, match day 11. Bosco versus Lightbourne. See if Bosco can do it again. The windup. He goes left. Or excuse me, goes to his right, and the ball goes bottom right corner here for Lightbourne and the visitors with the advantage here in the 30th minute. But Trent, that's an absolute heartbreaker. And you can watch the feed. And there's a difference between a homer feed and reality, and the basic reality is Chambers made absolutely no contact with Owusu there on the penalty. Go back, clip it. You can watch the YouTube here immediately after the game. Put it on quarter speed. Absolute heartbreaker. Seemed like nothing there here from this vantage point. And according to the late broadcast, we'll chop that up. Might have to send a file up to corporate.
I've been working on that for the last couple months, buddy. Way ahead of you.
We have that reel going that we need to send on over to New Orleans. As a long ball here goes out of play. But regardless, back at it. So TSC, like they did earlier in the season, trailing PFC. Let's hope they were able to respond just like they did a season ago. Chested down here for Blankenship. He turns against the grain. This one's picked up here by PFC. And soft one here, but they'll pull this back. It'll be a TSC kick about 35 yards, here from frame. Drew John on top of it, looks to go quick. On over to Perez. Back line holding about 20 yards from goal. Perez back to Chambers. He'll takes a little advancing roll from 40. Chambers takes one just a little bit over the bar. Not too much off target, but the lively Welshman, we've seen him take a couple rips over the course of the season, Trent. I like it from Chambers.
Yeah, and a great touch to set that up. The defender thinking obviously he's going to open his hips up, take that wide, but he knew that the defender was going to do that. A little reverse psychology there from Jack.
A good win by Zamore. Directional header right to the feet of Blankenship. Good win there by Big Mike here near side. Blankenship a little heavy, and this one is going to go out for PFC throw about 40 yards from goal.
And Chaz has switched over here to this right-hand side. We've got Geyer on the left, and I like that. Cy kind of playing as the lone striker, but playing often down the right-hand side often, as we see here. And I like that we got the speed of Geyer on the overlap there on the far side.
Trying to find some pockets within this defense is something that we've seen Fitzgerald and Geyer when they work in tandem up top. We saw it for glimpses against Mobile and as well against New Orleans. Of course, the youngster's got some game, dude. Born goal scorer. Of course, for his high school, love to see him up top. He's been playing a lot of defense just because that's been a position of need. Coach Bruno says we need some goals. Let's get the youngster up top, see what he can do. Perez in a hairy situation defensively. He's coming off a fantastic game against Mobile this past Saturday. He gets it out of the danger zone. PFC collects full split there by Osgood. Does well to keep this one in front and allow TSC defense to collect here, throwing for the visitors.
I'm really just happy that we get Corey Osgood back out here, man. I know we talked about him a good bit before the weather delay, but just seeing Corey Osgood, he has a certain type of grit and grind to him, and I really love that he's actually playing right back. That might be his best position.
Look at Blankenship with the service right to the right foot of Geyer. He's going to drop it off for Johnny with the underlap. Service on the overlap. Back to Lee. Back to Fitzgerald. Pressure coming defensively. He's trying to stave off the defender. Serves it out back wide and cycle it around. Cousin Cy gets a touch. Fitzgerald on the service looking for Blankenship. A little too tall. It's going to be out for a PFC goal kick here. Minute 34.
It's going to be tough for Tallahassee to score on those crosses. We're kind of at a mismatch in the height department there on that back line versus our forwards tonight.
Just a little bit.
But not quite as bad as when we played the Roots or,
yeah.
or Jacksonville. That was tough.
They had that big old back line, the imports for the
6'4",
Roots
6'5".
here this season. Yep.
Just a bunch of Sands, Pierres running around.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's back for a throw-in here. Lynch will get things going for PFC. Like we said, he's had a good little spell here after the weather delay since the 18th minute as number 13 for PFC. Owusu, always active on the ball. Him and Austin Lee playing a little tabletop soccer tennis, it looks like. Geyer drops this one back to Danny Perez, back around the back line. Zamore back to Perez. Looking to launch an attack here. Geyer's going to load up 50 yards from goal. Service over the top. He's looking for Blankenship, who slipped through. Secondary ball brought down by Cy. Tried to feed it out to Geyer. Good pressure by the youngster. Able to spill that one. Lee with a little through ball to Cousin Cy. He's outside the box over on the far side. Dangerous position. 10 yards from goal depth-wise, but he's way out by the opposite sideline. Drops it off for Perez. Looking for some service. This one's partially deflected. One by PFC. Osgood will head this one down in the area of Fitzgerald, but it'll be one back by the visitors. And Owusu will corral it wide, and they will look to pass around the back line. But some build up there for TSC. They're building, Trent, brick by brick. Trying to go through this one as Owusu to Lynch to Lightbourne, the goal scorer via the penalty spot in minute number 30 here of this first half. Towering cross, be won by Osgood. Cycle back around. Blankenship takes a crack at it first time. Looks to go over the top to Fitzgerald, or excuse me, Fontenot. My mistake. Kabambala will look to collect, and he's adventurous for a
center back.
For a back line, man, Trent. He's got some attacking midfielder in him. Couple challenges send gentlemen from both teams to the turf. Cycled back around. Blankenship, turn and burn. This one from about 25 yards out. Looked to be on frame. McMillan called up to the task. And Lightborn down 35 yards from goal, so we'll have a little hold up with the stoppage here.
Great series of play there from Tallahassee, and we certainly need all these set pieces we can get. So a much-needed corner here, and looks like Johnny's going to send it again. We've been told he's got a new workout regimen he's been doing in the offseason. He looked pretty strong on that last one, man. Might have to lay off a little bit on this next one if he takes it.
There you go. There you go. So it looks like Geyer and Johnny, who they took a little short corner last week against Mobile. That's something new in the bag of tricks. But, of course, they'll go traditional here. It's going to be a right-footed in-swinger, 37th minute. Fitzgerald, service, is going right at McMillan, almost hooked in that back post. Blankenship almost able to get a touch to it. Johnny almost hooked that one in from the corner triangle, Trent.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Woof.
Jazz Blankenship, man, he is in dangerous spots early and often. You talked about that danger zone the other night for our AFC Mobile game. But, yeah, Charles Blankenship living in the danger zone tonight.
There you go. Man, that was so close for Johnny getting that one. Catching some posts there. PFC avoids danger. 38th minute. The visiting Pelicans look to serve over the top. Good header, won by Perez, who's put together so far great game and a half here as we approach the halfway point of this one.
Oh, yeah.
8 minutes and change here down at the Gene. As we have a call back, and looks like everything's getting cold.
This is coming with me. How many yellow cards does Jack have?
A lot of whistles. Jack may be in the danger zone, like we talked about. Due to the accumulation rule that the MPSL has, we have a couple guys that are on thin ice, according to the league. Jack, only 2 cards so far, so he's got a little bit of leeway. But like we said, Mike, Johnny, Bosco, and Mateus, who's also in the 18, all sitting on 3. So if they pick up a yellow, they will be unable to make the trip to Mobile. Lightborn 55 yards from goal, looking to serve here, minute 39. Going back post, Osgood and Blankenship in position. Good win here by Corey to get it out of play and allow the defense to reset. 5 TSC battle line defenders here in the box, trying to thwart this PFC advance here. Lynch to take the throw in near side for the visitors. As we creep up on the 40th minute of action. Good win by Chambers right in the center of the park there. About 9 yards from goal. Over on the far side, Geyer playing some solid defense. Won well by Daunt. He'll clear the area. On out to Fontenot, who collects on the fringe of the defending third. He sends Blankenship on the go. He's looking to turn the corner. Osgood able to blast it out. Blankenship's able to track back to this one. He's got Johnny close. He's got Geyer far over on that left-hand side. Gives it to the youngster. Looking to serve. He's 40 yards from goal as he trots into the offensive attacking third here. PFC able to be up to the challenge. Odd man rush. It's 3-on-5, but they're able to find a Wusu on the wing. He's looking to make some headway here on Osgood. And it's deflected here. He's looking for some service. Daunt and Chambers coming in on reinforcements. Chip over the top. Try to get a cheeky little top shelf back post action. On the attempt was Das, but Towers and twist just wide, and it'll be out for Bosco to take a goal kick.
Scary stuff there on the defense here for Tallahassee. On the attack for Pensacola, whenever Wusu was able to beat Osgood, Corey Osgood was able to get a piece of the ball. We saw 2 other defenders just collapse, and, that was very eerily similar to how they got that first PK, so we got to be careful about ball watching like that.
Cycled on around here to Cicerello. He'll get into the box on the attack here for PFC. Everybody on their P's and Q's. Delicate feet there by the defenders into the box. Like you said, Trent trying not to draw another penalty kick here. As like we said, the 5th one that Bosco's had to defend this season. Throw in coming here near side. Once again, Lynch, the man with the ball in the hands here for Pensacola. Tried to drop it on back. Good win by Austin Lee. Fitzgerald will bike it over the top. Lightborn trying to lock this one in for PFC defensively. And it looks like TSC's going to escape. On out to Fontenot. He's pickpocketed. And this one will cycle back around here for Pensacola all the way back to McMillan, about 20 yards from goal here on the right side. As we get into minute 42, Here still in the first half after that lightning delay, if you're just joining us. The difference in the ball game, 30th minute penalty kick goal here by Michael Lightbourne for the visitors after a penalty kick called against Jack Chambers. Will be the official notation here for the MPSL. And we'll leave it at that. Cycle back around Owusu. Flag stays down. Osgood centering ball. Good, dangerous ball, but nobody home there for PFC. Will get all the way to the far side. They'll try to chip it back into danger, but good positioning by Geyer. And it'll be out for another goal kick here for Big Game Bosco.
Really scary down this left-hand side here is Prince Owusu, man. He's very eerily similar to Ronaldo Fortune in his build and his speed.
Absolutely. Makes you think of Murillo, too, from Southern
Yes.
States. Just the role that they play out there on the wing, getting into dangerous spots. Urides from Jacksonville. Dominguez from New Orleans.
Yes.
It seems like everybody's got that type of dangerous perimeter player that's able to get in difficult pockets and provide some service. On over the top, Chambers, some good defense, will win this one up against Morrissey. Square it out to Danny Perez as he gets up towards midfield. Over to Geyer. He plays through the physicality there. This youngster, he's a beast, man. He's going to be something special.
Oh, yeah.
Would really like to see if he comes back at TSC for the next 2 or 3 seasons.
Hopefully, man, and he can even play in the spring and the fall next year, still being only 17 years old on that U19 roster.
Yeah, man. Cycle back around. Chambers, Zamora,
There it
Dawn,
is.
all getting touches. Service over the top. Look at Osgood coming from the back line, getting all the way up to the dangerous position. Tries to
love
track
it,
it
Corey.
down. They're going to flag Osgood back at 40 yards from goal as being offsides, but you love the grit, love the heart. And look at the sprint
A-plus
back
effort,
to get
man.
back on
You know it.
defense.
And Corey Osgood, he's probably got 12 clearances with his head out of play so far this game. Already setting probably season-long records in his only game at right back so far.
Yeah, man. He's getting after it, dude. Gritty player.
Oh, yeah.
He's been around since year 1 of the program, back in the 2019 Gulf Coast Premier League season. He's a fun player to have around. How about Perez with a nice little
Beautiful.
pickpocket? On the way up to Cousin Sai. He'll cycle it around to Blankenship. Looking for some service back to Perez. Second effort, gets another crack at it. And this one will twist off the outside of the right foot. Will be out of play for Pensacola, throwing about 20 yards from goal.
Could have been a handball there, ball to hand, but ref been a little lenient with that so far. I've seen a couple instances occur where they haven't been called. Shouldn't look for that tonight, Jupe. Might not get it.
There you go. Cycle back around. McMillan looks to blast, and it's going to be an unfortunate position. Geyer gets rocked. Weird little sequence. So Geyer gets taken down, and the ball just hits off Mike's wrist, but they're calling the foul against PFC. Dawn will look to collect this one. Cycle around.
Oof.
Nice little hesitation move there to Fitzgerald. Back to Zamora. You know he's looking for that service, man. He
yeah.
loves to cross it. Of course, natural lefty. Always on the left side of that defense. Perez, couple quick touches. Tries to get it back through to Fontenot.
Oh, that's still in. Holy cow, that took a crazy deflection. Looked like it was going out. Oh, no.
And some spin going forward here. As Fontenot got his leg trapped under the PFC player and then fell backwards.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous little sequence here in the 45th minute.
That looked pretty serious, the way Sai fell back on his back like that.
Because you can see, watch. So he goes down.
It bounces back in.
And then he gets back into play. Defender takes a tumble. And then as he's chopped down there, and as he's falling down, it looks like a strain on his leg. So he's getting things organized here. But, yeah, there was a deflection and then a crazy amount of spin on that ball, able to keep it in play, which led to the very odd sequence as we get into stoppage time here for the first half.
He's a trooper, man. You know he's not going to come off unless he absolutely can't walk. So a couple more minutes from Sai, at least through the half. And, yeah, we are into the 46th minute now, into stoppage time.
Yeah. So we're going to get a free kick here as we resume action. 15 yards from goal. So McMillan will look to serve here. TSC holding a very high line, 55 yards from goal, just on the other side of midfield. Works out well as they step back in unison. Serves it on out to Osgood. A little too hot to handle here, so be out for a PFC throw. This is a big sequence. TSC just needs a strong 2-3 minute. Keep this at 1, get into the break, help regroup here.
You hear the crowd. They're trying to back him into it.
Nice little jousting effort here with Chambers and Cicerello.
It'll be a goal kick for TSC.
Round and round they go. We get into the 2nd minute of stoppage time here in the opening half. Bosco out to Zamore, looks over the top, looking for some service, trying to scream it through to Geyer. Kabambala up to the task there for Pensacola. And it looks like that's all she wrote. I thought that was the first half whistle.
I think so.
And it is. So with the 1-0 score line, we'll take it into the break after a couple minutes of stoppage time here. And just like the boys, we're going to jump out for a couple commercials here, do some radio business, and come back on the other side. We'll have a little halftime report rocking and rolling for you. And will be a fun resume to the action as we get rolling on the other side. Here, TSC Live, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, and, of course, TLHsoccerclub.com. Thanks for coming aboard with us here. Andrew Jupe, Trent Young bringing you the action here today. Come right on back after a quick little spell of commercial break.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
All right, and we're back here. Halftime on TSC Live on 93.3 Real Talk Radio. Of course, Tallahassee and Pensacola going at it right now. It's currently 1-0 in favor of the visitors, thanks to a penalty kick goal here in the 30th minute by Michael Lightborn. So we, of course, had the weather delay here, so we're trying to get you some updates on other games in the area. 2 other games going on here tonight. Of course, Jacksonville hosting New Orleans. Just peeked in on that game. Last update we have, they're about 65th minute. It was 2-0, but now it's 2-1. Jacksonville with the lead over New Orleans. New Orleans currently 3rd in the table. Jacksonville, of course, trying to remain unblemished. They're at the top of the table in the NPSL. They have clinched a playoff spot here for the Gulf Coast Conference. Also, way out to the west, you know the boys like to start late. 8:30 our time. They just kicked off. Southern States and Mobile. So that one is currently, according to the streaming service used by most of the Gulf Coast Conference, in the 6th minute. And AFC is level with Southern States in minute 6. 0-0, the scoreline for that one. Andrew Trent Young here on the halftime show of Tallahassee Live here. Of course, the official cast game of your Tallahassee Soccer Club. Of course, trying to give you some Gulf Coast Conference updates here. Trent, let's circle around back to the action. I guess prevailing thoughts. Well, first of all, we just talked about the playoff action, right? Southern States and Mobile. That's currently a 2nd versus 4th matchup. So these games super important for the playoff picture. Your top 4 teams are all playing each other. 1 hosting 3, 2 hosting 4. These are potentially previews for games that could happen in a couple weeks when these teams meet that first Wednesday. I believe it would be the 13th, I think, is the semifinal game here for the Gulf Coast Conference playoffs. So interesting little spread. Jacksonville 2-1 over New Orleans, currently 0-0. Southern States and Mobile knotted up right now. Quick thoughts on those teams. For the people at home, we can give them a little picture here as we bring up the table graphics so you can kind of contextualize what those game results means and what you could see down the line. Once again, top 4 teams making the playoffs.
So we in the Jacksonville New Orleans game, is that the second half? We can assume.
Second half.
Yeah,
that's
since they didn't have a weather delay.
Yeah, they started. That game is being played in Jacksonville. So yeah, that's a good point, Trent. So that's 65 plus minutes. So that's about half an hour from being home. That game will be over by the time that we are over here, Trent.
Yeah, in Jacksonville, they got a rowdy, loud crowd over there. So I certainly think that their home field advantage is going to help them get over the hump here. And we've seen towards the ends of games, if it has gotten close, they've been able to really, really put some pressure on the opposing teams. We were, 1-1 with them in the first half, and, they crushed us 7-1. That was incredible. So, I really think that Jacksonville, they're looking to get that number 1 home playoff seed, not just for our conference, but for the entire league, the Southern Conference, I should say, not for our league, the Gulf Coast League, but for the entire Southern Conference. So one of the better teams in the nation, in the South, obviously in our state here, Jacksonville. So I think they'll go ahead and push through and get that result against New Orleans. And then Mobile, I mean, we've talked about it, man. They are certainly the hottest team in the league right now, coming off a 2-0 win against us this past Saturday, and obviously 0-0 right now in Southern States. But, yeah, man, that's going to be interesting. I could easily see Mobile go ahead and getting those 3 points, kind of solidifying their playoff hopes even more now that they're in the playoff conversation. But, Southern State's their second for a reason, man. They're still a very strong power of their own.
Absolutely. That'll be absolutely interesting to watch. And that'll be a jockeying of positions here is because we kind of see as Southern States and Jacksonville, it's going to be really tough for them not to host a first-round game unless New Orleans pulls an upset. If New Orleans comes back and they could take down Jacksonville, I think they need the full 3 to put themselves in a position to do it. But they could still catch seed number 2 here. Jacksonville, like you said, the entirety of the NPSL. So not just the Gulf Coast Conference, Trent, like you said, not just the South region, but the entire nation. They have the best points per game at 2.778 of anybody so far this season. So what does that do? So you think, just like we thought last year that Jacksonville was going to cruise through the Gulf Coast, they got upended by New Orleans. But having said that, if they get outside of the conference, they start to play the Sunshine Conference. They start to play the Lone Stars. You're going against the Lubbocks. You're going against those Miami teams. Yeah, Lubbock is just an absolute tear out there. Denton, the last year's
Them
champions.
Diablos, yeah.
Yeah, man. Both those guys coming out from Texas. When you play those guys, that would give you a hosting position. And in lower league soccer, that's so huge. I mean,
Absolutely.
how big is a difference between hosting potentially in Jacksonville as opposed to going all the way out to Texas, which could be 12, 14-hour journey?
I mean, we saw how rough it was for our boys just going out, to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, going out to New Orleans.
Yeah,
dude.
less than half that. Yeah.
So, that's definitely a huge advantage for them. And like we said, they've got a very good home crowd there that likes to get riled, get in the opponent's heads. And so they sit right over top of the away bench and just rain down chants and all kinds of fun stuff. But, Jacksonville, like you said, they're first in the entire NPSL right now in points per game. So they're going to look to keep that win streak alive and hopefully host some games. And, we might have to go and see a couple once they get out of the league, Ju.
There you
Just go ahead and check out the competition.
See what happens. But, of course, there is that. They're undefeated, but there is a lone blemish, that tie column. TSC, we can still hold on to that, man. We don't have much, but we can still hold on to that,
we have that
as far as results go. So, we couldn't let you escape from sliding out of that. And quick recap of what's to come here if you were looking at kind of what's aboard. TSC, of course, they're match day 11 right now. One more game, Mobile. Not this Saturday. TSC having a bye for the holiday weekend, which is good. Gets a little off time, but they will be playing the 9th. And on the other side, you look for Pensacola. They've got 2 more after tonight. They're going to be playing Saturday against New Orleans. A home game, they'll be played in Foley, Alabama, once again on the road there. And then they'll have AFC to finish the season on a Wednesday. So an odd scheduling occurrence, but making it happen. And just like that, Trent, we're about ready to get this Joker rocking and rolling again, man.
It looks like we've got an early substitution here at the half. Your boy, Jean-Baptiste Lamongo, number 19. And looks like Mateus ripping off that old practice jersey and getting a real kid on. So I don't know if he's coming in a minute. Or looks like he might be coming on right now. Bruno's got him right there at the half.
They're going to let the dogs out, man, because those are both attack-minded players that usually fall into the top line here for TSC or going to attacking midfield role. And it looks like Cy is going to stay on here as well with Austin Lee and Fitzgerald. So it looks like Osgood will take a seat. So it's not going to be a clean substitution, as it looks like we have a little bit of change here in the back line. So the back line from far side to near side, which is right to left, as it appears on the field, it's going to be Geyer, Chambers, Zamor, Perez. So Geyer's going to fall back from the front line to the back line, as we've seen. Of course, Bosco still in goal. In the midfield, it's going to be Drew Daunt, Austin Lee, Johnny Fitzgerald, and Jean Lamongo, Jean-Baptiste Lamongo, and then, of course, Cy and Mateus. So, of course, an offensive-minded squad. Coach Bruno leaving nothing on the table here for the second half, Trent, and why not?
Gotta have it, man. And, really excited to see both of them out there. They spent the entirety of halftime out here just ripping shots. So hopefully got their shooting boots on and in a goal-scoring mood tonight, Jupe.
There you go. Of course, TSC over 130 minutes scoreless streak so far. Of course, the last one going back to stoppage time in New Orleans. That 42-yard Pickler rip-roaring rocket launch. The last goal, of course, that was a week and a half ago. The last one TSC has scored.
It's been a while.
Indeed. Indeed. Like we said pregame, interestingly enough, Pensacola and TSC coming into this game, of the 7 teams in the league, the only 2 teams who have allowed a goal in every single game. So, of course, TSC still there. So we'll try to get one back here on PFC to keep that streak alive, see if TSC can garner a result and do what they did last time Pensacola was here, and that's knot them up in the second half and get out here with a result. And there we go, Baptiste Lamongo on the takeaway, the fleet-footed number 19 man looking to launch the attack. He is very fun to watch. If you haven't seen much of him, he's going to be spilling on the attack, and it looks like he'll go up to the front line here with cousin Cy Fontenot, and Mateus is going to fall into the midfield. It looks like he's going to be outside right.
And on that last dribble he had, it almost looked like he just has a little bit less gravity weighing him down than the rest of us, man.
True. And here we go. He collects a secondary ball. 3-on-3 as Lamongo tries to thread it through to Geyer, who's all the way up in the attacking position here. Mateus out far from the right. He's trying to serve it in with his right foot. Once again, Lamongo, perfect position. Tries to get by his defender. Deflection. And, man, is Gene fun to watch, man. An exciting couple minutes of spell there from number 19, Jean-Baptiste Lamongo.
And that's one way to put some pressure on him. Take a big touch. He obviously had to do that to get around his defender. The ball gets cleared, but he didn't give up on the play. He puts his body in the way, and it's almost a shot on goal.
There you go. Pensacola cycles it around, tries to play a little direct over the top here, looking for Cicerello. Johnny Fitzgerald, good shield off here, some physical play. Fontenot is going to collect the loose ball. Baptiste Lamongo able to collect this one, tries to thread it through to Johnny. Lightbourne takes this one away for PFC. Pickpocket here. Austin Lee says it's out of play, and the referees agree. So Perez, who's back on the left back here to start half number 2, will get things rocking and rolling. Looking for Cousin Cy. Once again, Lamongo. He's got an uncanny ability to get in position for secondary balls here. Now the third one that just drops right to his feet. Austin Lee will dump it back to the back line here. Chambers back in the center back position, looking for some service over the top for some more. A little too much meat on that one. That'll go all the way back to McMillan, who chests it down. It almost goes over the goal line there. So Lamongo, and Fontenot is going to do the old courtesy walk-up to force the issue for McMillan.
Thanks, Si.
49th minute here. TSC down by a goal. Looking to finish the final home game of the 2022 season out here strongly. Of course, it's a bonus game. They drew this one up. It was supposed to be played at Ashton Bronson over in Pensacola, but construction on the stadium has this one back at the Gene here on the south side of Tallahassee.
Great step from Mateus there to win the throw. Guy having to dive underneath the stands on the far side to go get that one.
Slide underneath there, throw into Fitzgerald. Squares it back off to Daunt, who's going to look to cycle this one around through to Lamongo. Spills it out to Perez, who's looking to advance. Out of the back, tries to get it through. Mike gets a Control Z there, have another chance to do this one. Little drop off here to Daunt, trying to get up towards midfield. Cycle a little bit around. Rare possession spill here for TSC. As right as I say that, long ball incoming, or outgoing, I guess would be the better
Mike
terminology.
must have heard you, buddy.
Good save there from Geyer off a nice challenge by Mateus. Tries to thread it through to Fitzgerald, but PFC will come away with this one. Owusu, an acrobatic effort, unable to keep it in play. So Geyer will look to get this one rocking and rolling here for TSC.
Mike said, you want direct? I'll show you direct, you.
Possession, what?
Boom. Get out of here.
Over the top. A good win by Lee. Tim Lamongo, beautiful little piece of glass. Fontenot one time. Cousin Cy with the left foot just over the top. But how about a little? That's the adventure. That's the creativity that Lamongo brings to the equation here for TSC.
And it's like every single first touch he has is either dribbling past somebody or just a first touch pass, just getting somebody right in stride. And as soon as Cy takes that shot, he looks over his shoulder at Mateus, and he's like, man, I need you to come into space right there. Like, I had to shoot because I was getting closed down. I want to find you, and I want you to take the shot.
A little scoop here from Bosco. 51st minute, he's off the line, but you like the advances. Or what do you think so far, the effort here coming out of halftime, Trent, first 5-6 minutes here?
I think Lamongo really is the difference maker. You get Geyer dropping back there to right back, and you got Perez over here, and you still got Mike at center back, so that's going to happen all the time. And look at Cousin Cy.
Oh, Cy able to press this one through, get back to McMillan. He'll dive on top of this one, 8 yards from goal, but a nice little touch from Cy, forcing the issue, making something out of nothing on that long ball, just the effort and the little touch.
They're close, Jupe, and you can hear the old fields just trying to root them home, man. I mean, they're seriously 1 to 2 touches away, and Cy's going to give chase as much as he can as he tries to break out that scorpion kick from last week.
There you go. Lamongo, nice little shield here near side. And this one's going to be pulled back here. They've been calling it tight ever since we came back from the lightning delay, Trent, so no surprise that this one gets pulled back and foul called. On back to Zamora. This one's a little too Slick there, gets out of play. It'll be for PFC. 2 balls on the field. And they continue on here over to Owusu on the far side. 40 yards from goal. Threads it through. Chambers with a nice sliding effort, but the deflection keeps it in play. Owusu somehow centering it. Zamora with a takeaway. Able to partially clear this one. Collected back by Owusu, trying to get to the end line. Geyer with a beautifully timed slide in the right foot. Puts it out for a PSC corner. How about the youngster with the stretch there?
Was that 17-year-old Andrew Geyer, or was that Sans Robbins-Pierre that we just saw on that slide, man? That was gorgeous.
There you go. There you go. Corrado School of Mines going to be excited for Geyer to attend college there next year,
Yes,
man.
sir.
They're ready for it.
Can't wait, man. Happy for the kid.
Good for him, man. All these U19 guys getting signed up. Him, Stewart.
Don?
All of them. All of them getting some good looks here. Cool to see. Cool to see. This one's going to be chopped out of the air. Good little composure there from Perez. That is very difficult to time out correctly.
That's his game, dude.
He's been feeling it lately,
fire.
man. Last game and a half, fantastic for Perez. Had I had a man of the match vote, Trent, I probably would have given him the man of the match there for that Mobile game.
Oh, absolutely.
Mike with the bike. Put on the helmet next time,
Love
Mr.
that.
Zamora. And the clearance. PFC will come away with this one. The old turf monster takes down the visitors.
What a turn.
And here comes Lamongo with a full head of steam. Lightborn with a little stiff arm defensively. He's able to keep it in play. Gets
Dude, let's
chopped
go.
down. And they say play on. Square ball to Fitzgerald. It's a 4-on-6 run of possession here. Fitzgerald on the overlap to Geyer. Looking to send it. This one's going to get into the box. Looking for Lamongo. And it's headed out there by PFC. But a nice little attacking spell. And once again, McMillan had to be called upon here for the visitors. But once again, Lamongo relentless on the attack. And he has been a shot in the arm since coming in here at halftime. Service over the top. Good win by Perez. This one's down to Daunt. Good little chest turn here for him. Fastball over to Johnny, who will look to spin and corral. Looking to launch this attack. How about Perez? Brings it into the attacking third. Out to Lamongo. And this one's going to be out of play here near side for PFC. Was thinking about the big one, man.
Oh,
he was thinking about the big
one. He
one.
did the same thing I did. I think we picked our heads up at the same time, and I didn't even realize the ball had gone out yet because we were both looking at Mateus. But good stuff, man. He, like you said, a shot in the arm. That's a perfect way of describing it. A completely different team offensively so far in the second half.
There you go. We're about 18 minutes into action over in Hattiesburg or Oak Grove, whatever you want to call it. AFC Mobile at Southern States tonight, 0-0. Just about 20 minutes into that game. Still no update from Jacksonville. Last time we heard it was 2-1 Jacksonville over New Orleans. We'll try to keep you posted on all the Gulf Coast games going on here tonight. Pivot and turn around. PFC looking to launch the attack. Camara spills it on out to the perimeter here. Once again, Lynch, Owusu. They were doing some damage in the first half. Centering ball. This one's going to go over the top. About 10 yards from goal. It'll go up above the football uprights out for a TSC goal kick. But once again, I mean, we've seen it all game. 13 and 20, doing the damage on the perimeter and trying to throw it into the middle in dangerous positions here for PFC. That's going to be the MO here tonight. Spilled on out over the top here for Geyer. He's looking for some service. Puts this one on the ground to Fontenot. Strong little drop off to Bittencourt. Tries to get the through ball. Beautifully weighted pass there. The turf is going to carry it all the way to the goal line. Cousin Sai going to try to scoop this one out, but it's going to be called back here. This one's going to be for PFC. Looks like it's going to be a free kick. Probably about 10 yards out from the goal line here. It looks about 6 or 7. Outside the 6-yard box, though. So pretty wide on that far side. McMillan will square it off here to Navarro. And Pensacola get things rocking and rolling. Minute 56. Here's 10 minutes and change into the second half. I think large portions of that first half, you could say PFC, the more aggressive bunch, but I think last 10, 11 minutes, you got to give this one to TSC.
Oh, absolutely.
Spilled on over to the far side. Once again, Owusu. And threaded through. Dangerous ball. Bosco does well to get off his line and make sure that one's no more dangerous than it should have been. Rolls out here to Perez.
you know, it's kind of a blessing and a curse. We haven't said Bosco's name a whole lot tonight other than, you know, just the one penalty, really.
Yeah, a couple big saves.
Couple chances.
As he does. But, yeah, this new look back line, which we talked about a different back line to start the game, and they switched it yet again. So a different back line here to start the second half, Trent. As we have a foul hold up here. Oh,
Johnny.
maybe some magic words. Johnny's going to be careful. He's sitting on 3 yellows. Don't want to get that accumulation fourth. And the referee's going to call Lightborn back into the conversation. He might have said one of the magic words.
For a second, I thought she was calling Johnny back because he had just walked by, and I was like, oh, no, we don't need this.
We got to have our captain for the last game of the season.
Oh, captain, my captain, Johnny Fitzgerald.
20th minute update out from Hattiesburg, Oak Grove, whatever, Mississippi. Stars get a goal in. They lead AFC Mobile 1-0 here. That's second place in the table versus fourth place in the table. One of 3 games going on tonight. Long ball looking for Mateus. McMillan has to come out. He's about 14 yards from goal. Gets that one off the bounce to keep things perfect. Final from Jacksonville. Jacksonville has defeated New Orleans 2-1. That scoreline that we talked to you about. So Jacksonville will go to 9-0-1 on the season through 10 match days. 2 more left for them. New Orleans will stay in third for the moment. So should send Jacksonville up to 28 points, and New Orleans will stay at 16. So it makes New Orleans a little vulnerable, Trent. If Mobile can get a big win or a big result out on the road. Free kick here coming from PFC, 51 yards from goal. And they're going to
finally
switch up the free kick. There was confusion of what in the world was going on.
Yeah, Austin Lee got wrecked over here. Played a great 1-2. Oh, my goodness.
Danny.
Can we play soccer?
Try to take it quick. We can't play soccer here. So Michael put it on the ground. We audibly heard the referee
this is so funny.
push it back 55 yards
she
from goal.
did it again. She's
Oh,
not going to
man.
allow it. That's so funny.
Now she's talking to Johnny. The team captain says,
I mean, Mike was putting it down where the foul occurred in his defense.
So we'll try to reset this one back.
But cool. Well, yeah.
Way back 50 yards from goal as we cycle this one around. Interesting sequence of events there. Mateus with a nice little step to get this one. Cousin Cy going to step in front of it. Fitzgerald, he has Geyer on the far side to help. Nice little through ball to Fontenot. Looking for some help. He'll turn back centrally on the fringe of the attacking third, but this one's taken away from PFC. The visitors trying to go on the counterattack. Das trying to launch it here to Camara. This one's going to get through to Cicerello. He's in a foot race with Chambers. Oh my goodness. Beautiful slide from Chambers, but they collect the secondary ball. Bosco
what a save.
Was caught out of position, but a desperation save somehow keeps it out of the net. Chambers and Bosco coming up big. This one's dropped back to Lightborn. Mike sprints out at it. Danny Perez eats it on the chest.
Let's go. Come on,
now
Mike.
TSC an opportunity to counter. Here comes Lamongo. It's a 3-on-5. He's going to try to run this one.
Let's go.
Gets it out to Cousin Cy Fontenot. 35 yards from frame. Had to have it slide there from Kabambala. And a wild sequence of events. Both ends. Side-to-side action here both ways for
Coast to
TSC
coast.
and Pensacola. Lamongo taken down hard.
Dang, dude.
And Owusu laying the lumber down there on the far side. No love for the substitute coming in here at halftime.
Dang, dude. I hope he's been on a new offseason workout regimen as well.
Yeah, man.
That was tough.
Center ref is going at Lightborn right now. I don't know if that's personally or as the team representative, but she was giving him the business there.
It's tough because she's talked to him a few times, a couple after his challenges, a couple after his teammates.
Of course, you are the spokesman. Every button getting forward. Here we go. 6 in the box for TSC. Chambers is offsides. And he gets back on to set this one up. This one's going to be spilled out. Austin Lee got to run over here. Make sure PFC doesn't try to launch a counter here. 61st minute. Gets it rolling here. Perez up forward, and just an unfortunate friendly fire there. This one's going to be back to PFC.
Mateus just trying to drift into space and inadvertently just goes right in the path of the ball and knocks it out for a PFC throw. It's tough.
It's going to cycle around. This one's going to be squared off, launched over the top here for PFC. The visitors up 1-0 thanks to the Lightborn penalty kick in the 30th minute. And it's opening up. TSC largely controlled the first 10 minutes of the first half, but the last 4 or 5 has been back and forth both ways. PFC starting to flex a little muscle here as they gave up a little bit here for TSC. They're holding on to the 1-0 advantage. Spilled out a play here near side. Morrissey with the clearance. As Perez trying to get in, and a little bit of handsiness here. Going after Lamongo. Lee gets taken down.
Holy cow.
And Morrissey with a heavy challenge here on the near side. The intensity starting to turn up here for the visitors. Chippy here on the near side. Chipped over the top. Drew Daunt looking for Cousin Cy. Secondary ball won by Kamambala. Mateus trying to shield off. This one's going to be collected by Fitzgerald. He plays it out to Geyer. Centering ball, dangerous position. Cousin Cy gets a foot to it. Twist up top, and McMillan on top of this one. So we have a player down. Kamambala here in the middle of the park. McMillan decides to dump it out of play to give him an opportunity to get addressed here. He's down in the center of the park, and this one got ratcheted up real quick, Trent. Chippy, intense. And this one becoming a little wild as they're waving the medical attention on here for PFC. It's Kamambala down inside the box here for the visitors.
That was a crazy sequence, Jupe. It just seemed like over the span of 20, 30 seconds, like the aggressive tackling on Madden just got turned on. I mean, these guys just started going after it, dude.
Everything is hit stick now.
It's like, okay, we got to strip the ball. Come on.
Yep. Yeah, it's been getting really intense here. So TSC, an opportunity to take a little water break. Coach will give him some know-how.
Easy, Gene.
Coach Bruno out here. Coach Rico. Telling the boys what's up.
Gene's just like, hey, have you seen me get, like, slid, thrown, suplexed over the last 5-10 minutes? And she's just like, get out of here, Gene.
Yeah.
I'll give you a straight red.
Hey, you can't fault it for going at it, man.
No, definitely not.
You can't fault it.
I mean, these guys are getting crushed out here. There wasn't a single whistle down here on this sideline. 3 or 4 could have instances could have warranted one, but we'll play on. And, like you said, we were starting to get a few more calls here. It wasn't quite as wide open as it was at the beginning of the game. It seems to shifted back there where TSC's pushing up. We got Mike Zamora in the attacking third as a center back, and I guess we're just going to let him play.
Keeping it rolling. An appearance down here, I believe. Looks like we have a celebrity sighting. A little Coach Kari Davis down here on the near sideline. Of course, nursing that quad injury. Unfortunately, not to play after a very unfortunate pregame warm-up injury. And it looks like down here on the near sideline, of course, Kari giving some insight here, so good to see him. Of course, assistant coach Thomas Pickler also down there on the bench. This one's going to be served out here near side. Tried to thread through over the top. Good aggressive win by Zamora. Perez tries to keep it in play. And this one's going to be screamed out into the field here. Be out for a PFC throw-in. So we're back, resuming action. And it looks like Kamambala is going to get back on his feet and back to the back line. So he's limping a little bit, but he's going to stay on here, soldier through. Morrissey, little collection here for PFC. Tries to thread it through. Double slide there by Chambers and Daunt to secure the possession here for TSC. It's a little 4-on-6 here if TSC wants to run with it. Lamongo, an adventurous take. Ooh. Nice through ball here to Cousin Cy. This one gets deflected to find no offside. Flag is up.
Let's watch.
So let's see if we can get anything. We, of course, have the delayed feed. We're watching it with you as we're producing it, but we do get a good 15-second delay. But Morrissey's not going to let us look at it. He's on the counterattack here, and it's going to be a free kick 25 yards from goal. So while we have a little stoppage, we're going to watch the replay.
Cy's so on.
Ooh.
Cy's got a yard and a half. Jeez,
Player on the far side. Looks like Lynch keeps him on. We'll have to slow that one down, but that looked good in real time. In the current time, though, as we fast forward now, so we're going back and forth between real time and then our 20-25-second delay that we have going on here on our feed. This one is very dangerous and unsettling here, Trent, as just inside 30 yards from goal. If you got somebody that loves to take a free kick and they can hit it This is dead center, Trent. This is very dangerous for PFC right here.
This is very dangerous for Bosco Perry right here as well. He's got to be very particular about how he sets his wall. Obviously, got to try to guess who's going to take it beforehand, and this is going to be tough here for Bosco and the rest of the boys.
Because Lynch is a lefty,
yeah,
and he wants to have a crack at it. He's going. He wants to try to top 9 to the far side. Luckily, it towers over, and it'll be a cool gig for TSC. But that's a dangerous distance, man.
You think Bosco's done his homework? Watch a couple games?
Yeah, probably so, man.
No,
probably
I don't doubt
so.
it.
Probably tuned into that game. What, they played Jacksonville? They played Jacksonville real tough the other day.
Yeah, they did. I think Saturday when we were up here for the AFC game.
Yeah, 1-0 result there. Giving
Here we
Jacksonville
go.
a run for their money. Perez looking to watch this one. Little 4-on-5 here for TSC. Gets through. Lamongo in a foot race. McMillan is out off the line. Loose ball rolling around near the edge of the box. No second wave to come collect it. Full stretch effort from Navarro on defense. And it looks like Navarro and McMillan had a collision here. Lamongo so close to getting onto the end of that one and looking to do some more damage. Because if he gets by, that's a dunk in for anybody on the backside right there.
Yeah, it was tough. He kind of had to hesitate to stay on side, and the ball comes right, like what side did the other day. If he comes back, he's on side, but he doesn't get it. If he stays offside, then, he's probably going to get called.
Darned if you do, darned if you don't. The ultimate catch-22. Square off here. Lee, Daunt, Geyer, all with touches. To the far side, Mateus with a nice spring in his step. He gets dropped. Late hit there by Owusu. Has him on the ground. And this one will be back and resuming PFC looking to go on the counterattack with Mateus down around midfield. Fitzgerald tries to win the challenge here, and this one's going to be spilled out of play. As we look back on this one, once again, a delayed cast. Looks like a little clip with the feet there on the far side. And while we have a stoppage, some players will get the opportunity to take a little water break here. It's going to be a TSC throw, and we resume action here. Of course, we have a couple players still eligible here in the 18. Of course, we've got Ethan Stewart. We've got JP Vina. We've got Francisco Armijo potentially in the mix here for TSC. And a good corner attempt there from AFC Mobile. But Southern States with a good save. So 30 minutes into that one, still 1-0 Southern States over Mobile. Quick reminder, 2-1 final. Jacksonville takes care of New Orleans. That was a Jacksonville home game. New Orleans, another goal by Max Galizzi, Trent. I believe he's up to 9 for the year now. I think if Arides did not score for Jacksonville, that he's going to be on top of the Golden Boot race for the Gulf Coast Conference. So this one was played out here by Pensacola, and some gamesmanship and some class being shown by TSC there, returning the favor as this one's drilled out of play. So building out of the back, PFC will get rocking and rolling here as we approach the 71st minute. This is right around the juncture that TSC got the equalizer last time these two teams met up here at the Gene. It was Fitzgerald on a crazy deflected ball after a couple shot attempts. He comes in on the second wave, picks up the pieces, and dunked it in. Let's see if there's a similar sequence on the table here for TSC. But right now, it's the visitors. Lynch on the attack to Owusu. Centering ball is dangerous. This one gets through, and the back post effort gets dunked in. It looks like the flag stays down, and Morrissey puts this one in the 71st minute, and it will go 2-0 here for the visitors. So as it was last week, it was run a play, got it going, gets through, and just a dunk in, able to flip the hips, and Morrissey puts it in. I believe that's his first goal of the season here for PFC. So Lightbourne added his 5th. But it looks like that indeed is the first for Morrissey here in the 2022 campaign. And that's a heartbreaker here for TSC. Just starting to regain some pace with some positive offensive spells here. And burned on the back end on the counterattack here, 71st minute. So Lightbourne and Morrissey here on the score sheet for the visitors. New substitute, it looks like, number 7, Ali. Of course, the men from Bethel College that scored against us last time they were here, the lone goal for PFC, and then also number 18, Clements in for PFC. Clearance ball here near side will be a TSC throw. They look to get rocking and rolling. Austin Lee is about 20 yards from goal. Challenge met here, and this one will be out for a TSC throw. And they say Pensacola throw, which physics doesn't really agree with that one. The ball was drifting away from the goal.
Yeah.
And so usually that would indicate the aggressor would have the last touch there.
What do we know, Jupe?
And so Ali here. Azariah Ali takes a tumble to the turf, and this one's pulled back about 55 yards from goal. Some jeers from the crowd. Not in agreement with that one, as this one will go forward here. Some complaints from the TSC faithful as the ball creeps forward 3 yards and is served here for Lightbourne over the top. Looking for Cicerello down there in the corner. Centering. Zamora trying to pick this one up. He'll backheel it to Perez. And a look to get out of the trap here. PFC really bringing the heat, though. This one dumped out top, looking for Cousin Sai. He's 50 yards from TSC goal. Looking to turn. Reinforcements getting forward. He threads it through to Mateus. He goes back against the grain. Looking for some service here. He's going to come near side. Does not get to Perez as this one gets spilled out of play. And it'll be out for a called Pensacola throw-in here.
Oh, man. Tough game. These boys are battling out here hard tonight, Chief.
And it'll be a throw here near side. TSC, continue to grind, man. Continue to go after it. And this one's going to be out for a TSC throw. 74th minute. TSC going to need 2 to get a result here. Eerily similar fates between 2021 and 2022. Both seasons tying Pensacola in the first game. And then if the result stands, it would be both games losing by a 2-goal margin the second time these two teams meets up. They say history bound to repeat itself. Trent, TSC trying to break the goalless streak and get one back here. See if they still got some magic, because they're still, with stoppage time, we're going to get some with these injuries and the second goal going in, Trent. We're going to get 4 or 5 minutes, so we still got a healthy 20 left in this one for TSC. Try to springboard the operation here down the stretch. Nice win out of the back. This one's chested down to Fitzgerald. Bittencourt serves it on up to Lee, looking for Cousin Sai. Johnny giving chase as he still has a chance with this one. Good pressure, though, by Fitzgerald to force the dump out here by PFC, so it'll be a TSC throw-in. This one will land to Lee. He'll chest this one down over on the far side. Good turn. Able to keep it in play, but just a little too much on that third touch. It'll be out for a PFC goal kick.
Looks like we got a substitution or two coming on. Definitely one from Pensacola. Looks like Ethan Stewart and Vigna, number 12 here for Tallahassee, getting ready to come on.
And formal substitution here for PFC. Cicerello's going to come in. Or come off, excuse me, and Hernandez, who's tied for second on the team in goals. Him and Azariah Ali and Torres all sitting on 2. Of course, Hernandez has some big goal scores. He loves playing teams based in Florida. Both of his goals coming against Florida-based team. One versus the Roots in match day 2, one versus Jacksonville in match day 3. So Stewart involved here in the play here, and just as we talk about Stewart getting back onto the field, JP Vigna will come on for Cousin Sai and go up to that top line. So it looks like almost the entire bench has been emptied here for TSC. Kaji Bwame also still on the bench, the defenseman, and then, of course, Armijo, the goalkeeper. Potentially some opportunities for those young men to get in late here. 77th minute.
Justin June. Can't forget about him. He's played very well the last couple games. He's gotten chances.
Indeed. Indeed. So those big three still with a chance. You can play all 18 if you want to clear it out here at NPSL Summer League play. Look at Lamongo. Great aggressiveness to win.
Oh, yeah.
Able to make his defender. Tries to get this one in centrally. Earns a corner. Love the effort by Lamongo here in the second half. He's been absolutely dynamite.
Man, I wish we could have had him for all 90 minutes. Huh?
True. True. Everybody getting up. Here comes Mike. Here comes Drew. Here comes Johnny, Mateus. Everybody getting in the box. 5 of them. They bring the reinforcements. A little too tall for JP. And this one will go out about 10 yards from goal for a PFC throw-in here in the 78th minute. And the visitors in no rush with the 2-0 advantage. And this has been a little different, like we talked about, kind of teams evolving a little bit, right? A little bit of a different look that we've seen from PFC here this season compared to last season.
Jean-Baptiste just gets shoved in the back to the ground as he's trying to make a run here for the throw-in. Ref missed.
This one gets cycled back around here for PFC service over the top. And Bosco, 30 yards from goal, will serve this out with his feet. Geyer, big win to keep that one out of danger.
Beautiful.
Fitzgerald and Lee, a little back and forth. On to Bittencourt. And with a full step's going to whip it back to Geyer. Bittencourt on the perimeter, entering the attacking third. Beautiful ball for JP. Just a little too much mustard on that one. It'll drift out of play.
Timed his run perfectly. Unfortunately, just a little heavier weighted pass than Mateus would have wanted to send, but right idea.
Good little build up there coming out of the back. Like the quick touches, like the one touches, like the work in the midfield trying to build this one up. Player going down. Geyer gets tumbled over, and Jack just wants to clear that nonsense out of there. Blasts it over to the far sideline. Out through the gates. Back by the lawnmowers back there.
Not the first one.
Putting the ball boys to work. Chambers rockets this one. It's going to stay in play, looking for Lamongo. Second ball won by Lee. Lamongo pick up the pieces here. He's got Stewart on the overlap. Challenge from the back. Ali called on the infraction. And this one will be back to JP. He'll get his first touches here. Mateus to Geyer. Service. Looking for Lamongo. Gets over to Stewart. Oh, he puts a very dangerous ball back across the face, but a little too much. But I love the thought from the senior from Leon.
Gorgeous. Just to send that ball first time. Great skip. Cross all the way over for Geyer. And looks like Geyer's going to be coming off, I believe. We got our boy Kajibuame coming on, too.
Yeah, here you go. Jonathan Kajibuame, of course, had some fantastic games. Season really cut short with a red card he picked up, filling in for Radman's Pierre when he had the red card. So they were alternating the red cards there. That is one odd commonality, Trent, we did not get to. Oddly enough, both of these teams have, at Southern States, finished the game with 10 men this season. An interesting, I would call it an anomaly, but 2 facts that stand, Trent, so take it as you may. But both of these teams do share that, I don't want to say accomplishment, but both went out to Southern States.
It's a feat.
Both
of some
feat of sorts, true. Both went out to Southern States. Both did not finish the game with 11 men. Service over the top here. This one's going to be headed through there. Looks like Lynch getting a header on top of it. He's down with the injury holding his head in the area of Kajibuame, who, of course, had another appearance against Mobile. Look at the turn. Beautiful by Lamonga. Stewart on the overlap. And it's a sliding challenge here by Navarro. And I think Stewart got away with that one. I think Stewart was the last one to touch it.
I know for a fact that's TSC's ball on that one.
True, yeah. Hernandez the last to touch that one, the new substitute. This one's going to be dropped off to Big Mike some more.
Ooh.
Oh, flick on from Vina. Just a little graze of the chest. Looking for Mateus. But McMillan out on top of it, and he answers the call here. 82nd minute. So with stoppage time, probably got about 12 and change to go here as Justin June continues warm-ups. And I believe him and Armijo are the final two here on standby for TSC. Serve down the line, and this one's out of play. Kajibuame back here to Bosco. Service out of the back to Drew, cycled around from far side to near side. Zamora, you know he's looking for some service. Over the top, looking for JP Vina. And this one's going to be trapped down with the forearm and cleared here by Pensacola. Physical play out of the back, and this one, as ever since that lightning delay, this one's been called very, very tight. He'll be back by a free kick here for Pensacola. Once again, dangerous position. I don't know that you would send it here from 40 yards out, unless you're Thomas Pickler and you got it like that, Trent.
If you got it, flown it.
I'm not going to forget that New Orleans goal that Pickler had for a long time, man. That was a fun one.
And that's the thing, right? We just need to get shots on target. That was nowhere near the upper 90, but he hits it so hard the keeper just has to put a hand on it and goes screaming into the 90.
There you go. Too much pace on it. Good win there by Mike. Had to have it. Ali was poaching. Looks like he was offside anyways. But the dangerous man from Bethel College, of course, like we said, tied for second on their goal list. He had the one last time he was here. I think that was, 19th minute when he rocketed that one home here at the Gene. Of course, the second time these two teams have played this season at Gene Cox Stadium. Construction on Ashton Bronston Field as they prepare to host some SEC events in the next school calendar year, as Austin Lee coming off here. Austin Lee giving way to Justin June as we have a hold up on the substitution. So we've now seen 17 out of the 18 rostered men here for TSC. There's June coming on, and he's once again an exciting attacking midfielder with some great touch, some good pace. I want to see him get some combo with Lamongo if we can get a couple offensive spells.
Combo with Lamongo. What a ring.
In the 84th minute here on the far side. Some hidden gems here for TSC. This one coming out of the back will be for a TSC throw-in. Kaji Boime. Sorry, this one's on the ground for the infraction. Cycle back around to Chambers. That's one thing about the back line this year. Some composure and defenders, no fear to try to trap and distribute out of the back. Not rush anything. Foul called on Mateus here. Mateus is one of our magic men that is working on 3 cards. Once again, MPSL rule, if you get a 4th here in the regular season due to accumulation yellow cards, you are suspended 1 game as if you got a red card. So Mateus, along with Zamora, Johnny Bosco, are in that category. Ali wants a rip from 35 and going for 3 points. That will not count here tonight. He's got some confidence in the stadium here, Trent. Had a crack at it last time he was here back in May. Trying to get back, do it again like he did last time. 86th minute of action. Bosco will get us going on here to Zamora. On over to Chambers. I think Chambers appearing in all but 1 game this year. I believe New Orleans was the only game that he missed, Trent. I'd have to check the official game sheets from the MPSL to be sure about that one. But I'm pretty sure he leads the team in appearances this year. Stewart getting in on that one. Lamongo, good shield. This one's going to be taken away. Here's Hernandez. He is shifty if he gets a little crease there. Tries to go by. Oh! Takes down some more. AR right on top of that one. Makes a quick call. It'll creep on up on 87th minute of action. Like we said, we can anticipate probably at least 4 to 5 minutes here at stoppage time. Chambers looking for some service. Lamongo riding that offside line right now. Kajibuame 50 yards from goal. Be spilled back. Mateus will look to collect. Distribute back to Chambers. As Gene gets back onside. He is onside for this one. Over the top, looking for JP Vina. McMillan out of the box. Lamongo shot, and this one's going to go over the top as McMillan couldn't use his hands. We had a chance at that one. And an injured player. Is that Lamongo down? Looks like he took a shot to the head here. McMillan living dangerously out top there.
Yeah, they gave him a yellow for that one. Rightfully so. Let's watch a replay here.
So that should be a free kick as this one goes over the top. McMillan comes out of the box.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, he came out high, kicked it, and then I think they're actually calling the foul.
Oh, yeah, because he chips. Oh, that's why, because Lamongo was going down, but I think that was the difference. As we see here in the delayed feed, McMillan tries to undercut the ball, and he raises the leg of Lamongo, and that's why the ball skies over the top of the goal.
But apparently that doesn't matter, so it's just a goal kick. I don't know, Jude.
So he got a yellow card, but there's no foul?
Very strange. What's the yellow card for?
Yeah.
Hey, say something mean?
I'm confused on that one.
Me too, buddy.
And cycle back around, so we'll wait for the replay, see if we can get any guidance on that one. But somebody else in the book, as this is a foul. Here, Owusu Mateus jousting back there towards midfield as we get into the 88th minute. Mateus never been one to shy away from a challenge.
Absolutely not. Last week he got a yellow card for something he didn't even do.
How it goes sometimes. How it goes. 58 yards from goal. Lightbourne plays it short here to Clements, one of the new substitutes here for PFC. Up over the top, this one's out of play for TSC. So Ethan Stewart get another throw in here for TSC. Looks to go down the line. This one going to be won back here by PFC. Ali looking to launch the counterattack. A little step over. Zamora and Stewart in the area. And it's going to be a collision here. Don't know if they're calling the free kick or a corner kick here, but looks like the AR is pointing at the ground, so it'll be a free kick here for Pensacola. This one's going to be probably 6 yards from the goal line, depth-wise, but width-wise, it's way over here outside of the football field. So it's about 8 yards from being a corner kick here. 89th minute. Pensacola up 2-0. The visitors trying to secure a victory. If current results hold, Pensacola would re-jump Mobile back into the 4th position. Mobile currently trailing Southern States 1-0. So this is a crucial sequence here. Big for Pensacola if they can hold on because Mobile still have a game in hand. Service, Kajibuame, nice win. Second ball, Ali. Kajibuame, another crack at it. This one's bouncing around in the box. Chambers coming in on the scene. Last touch by Owusu. And so a little bit of a hairy scenario will be out for a TSC goal kick. 90th minute now of action. Bosco to Zamora. Looking to get it rocking and rolling here. Last touch here by PFC. Throw in for the boys in gold. Zamora has Bosco, and he's looking to have a go at it. Keep it on the ground here to Chambers. TSC looking to build out of the back. 20 yards from goal. Chambers chips it over the top here to JP Vina. He'll look to collect. How about Kajibuame with the overlap and run?
Let's go.
The big man with the advance into the attack in third. Wants a crack at it, and this one will spill out wide. Why not, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think it was a pass, and it was the right idea. He just had to thread it through that needle. Clipped it a little too hard like Mateus did earlier, but right idea, Jupe. I mean, you got to send the ball into space, and man, we've done it plenty enough tonight. We just haven't been able to get on the end of them, I guess.
90 or first minute of stoppage time here. Of course, we stop it at 90, but we're about 30 seconds into stoppage time. Service from McMillan. Going to get into the defending half here for TSC. Chambers will look to turn and drop this one. Foul will be called. Like we said, Trent been calling it tight ever since the lightning delay back in the 18th minute since we resumed action here. So say what you will, but referees have been consistently calling it tight since then. Chambers going to launch it on up into the attack in third here for TSC. Takes a bounce. Secondary ball. from Vina to Lamongo.
Just fall down.
And it looks like a last touch here by PFC. So once again, Lamongo putting in work and earning a TSC corner. His work rate has been unreal. Short ball, Fitzgerald back to Lamongo. Make sure everybody gets on sides here, including Johnny. Service, Lamongo going back post. He's looking for Kachibwame. And he was on. It looked like he was onside. It may be a hand jousting foul that was the infraction there. But we were looking at the line, Trent.
Yep, we normally do jupe, and there's been a couple that have been a little perplexing.
Hand check there. Yep, both players about 10 yards from goal.
Nothing to see there.
Evidently offside call, it appears. Chambers with the win. This one's going to be spilled out, though, to Owusu as he approaches the attacking third step, and he gets through the TSC offense. Wants a crack at it, Chambers. Good step. Right about 18 yards out on the fringe of the box there to keep that one from getting on frame to Bosco. 2+ minutes. Third minute of stoppage time here from the Gene. Like we said, we can anticipate 4 or 5, though that is unofficial estimate from the second half action here today. Similar result to where we were this weekend, 2-0. Looking for some glory here at home. This one's going to be spilled out of play, out for a TSC throw-in as Oldfields tries to get the people riled up out there hitting the drums.
Oh, Lord.
They had the Tallahassee Boys and Girls Club out there last week playing the drums, Trent. It was cool to see the kids. They put on a nice little fundraiser for the Boys and Girls Club at Tallahassee. As Lamongo tries to get fancy with it. Quick throw here. And throw into Stewart. They're going to let him play. Through ball. Try to get it through to J.P. Vina. June does a nice job of locking it in the attacking third. But the deflection will spill out of play. And that is a final. So we go 3 minutes and change here at stoppage time. And that is all they wrote. Pensacola in the second game of the season, once again prevailing here at the Gene. And so a 2-0 in favor of the visitors after 90+ minutes of action here today. And TSC suffers another brutal one here at home, Trent, as the visitors get the spoils. And this result will temporarily put Pensacola up, Trent. This will put them in a big-time position as you look at it to leapfrog, of course, AFC Mobile in the table. And they will go to the 4th positioning as it stands in AFC. Of course, still a result to be had here versus Southern States, as they are still in the first half of that match to be determined. But, of course, that will come later once that is all finale. But the final home game here in the books for TSC. So, Trent, prevailing thoughts from the match or any commentary here for the last home game of the season? Here, a little middle of the week affair for TSC.
Yeah, Juve, it's just a shame. It's a travesty. I mean, this is a lot better team than it would show on paper. A team that definitely deserved multiple wins at home this season, I would say, and just very tough. I feel for the boys. I feel for Bruno, for Petley, for everybody involved with the club tonight. Obviously not the way that we wanted the season to go when we first started all the way back on May 31st against Jacksonville with that 1-1 draw, buddy. That was such a good way to start the season, and you know, it just seemed like the team was up, and the team has showed plenty of times throughout the season that the play is up. This team is up from last year, but this league is up as a whole as well. You know, you got teams like Pensacola, the Roots, AFC. Those are teams we were getting wins against last year. Mm-hmm. Those teams are destroying right now. I mean, you know, AFC is one of the hottest teams in the league. Pensacola, they were on a tear earlier in the year. So it's just tough, man. It's a very tough league. This is obviously only our second year in here, and we're still looking to get our footing. You know, plenty of things to take away, positives from this season. And it's not over. We still got the away game at Mobile, but tough, man. I just want to see the best for them. I guess that's all I can say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, of course, we continue to press forward. We'll go forward to the schedule upcoming here as we can go ahead and lose the scoreboard graphics here. Try to simplify and jump on over to the league table. Of course, we've been kind of dancing around it or tiptoeing to kind of tell you what the playoff picture is. But let's help clarify just for those potentially in Pensacola who are intrigued about the action here. So as you can see, Pensacola is going to jump up to 13 points. They will leapfrog AFC on the points per game. So if the playoffs were to start exactly at this single moment, Trent, it would be Pensacola at Jacksonville, New Orleans at Southern States. Personally, selfishly, Trent, I'm looking for a third matchup between New Orleans and Southern States. It has been, let's say, interesting last couple matches between those two clubs. There's renewed animosity in 2022 for those familiar with the league, and we can leave it at that. But, yeah, current scoreline at halftime, AFC playing Southern States, that's 1-0 result. So those results paired with this result, and, of course, the Jacksonville-New Orleans game final, all things coming up Pensacola at the moment, Trent. So for a team who had dropped 4 of 5 and was trending down, now get the victory, jump up into 4th, and the rest of the league's helping them out. Fortuitous situation for Pensacola, who find themselves away from home. They're playing home games in Alabama, Trent.
In Tallahassee?
Tallahassee, yeah, they're playing quote-unquote home games here in Tallahassee. Of course, weather delays and everything going on to impact them. I think it's the 3rd straight game, I believe, that PFC has been impacted by lightning or weather delays going through it here. So, of course, we talked about their positioning in the table. Let's look at the schedule ahead as they try to jump up and continue their campaign for the playoffs. Of course, Match Day 10 was tonight, so that one is through. They will play Saturday. They're going to play a quote-unquote home game in Foley, Alabama against New Orleans. And that, of course, is this Saturday. That game will kick at 8 p.m. our time, 7 p.m. Central Time. So if you're looking for a game to watch with TSC on the bye, Trent, that's probably one of your lead dogs, as, of course, what would be 4th or 5th in the table versus New Orleans, who is 3rd. And then, of course, the season finale on a Wednesday. They're going to be one of the first teams to finish their season as they finish July, or they will be the first team to finish their season on July 6th, which will be a full 3 days ahead of everyone else. They will play AFC Mobile, which essentially could be a play-in game for the playoffs. Like we said, we talked about TSC and where they're headed, Trent. One last dance here for the 2022 season, of course, being mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. And they have AFC Mobile season finale, a trio of games. TSC at Mobile will be one of those being played out in Central Time, of course. So that'll kick at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So enjoy your holiday weekend, TSC faithful. No games here this weekend. One more, the final ride. Of course, we will have Bennett Mitchell back for that one if he's able to make the trip. Try to get that big dub on the road here to finish off this season. Of course, just want to circle back around here as we have ongoing theme with the teams. The fight for 4th, the final playoff spot. We can assume, we know Jacksonville's in. They clinched up. We can assume Southern States and New Orleans are in. AFC Pensacola, Florida Roots. So it currently stands as updated standings would be AFC 10 points, Pensacola 13. So they're actually in 4th now. Roots still at 9. Trent, after tonight's game, any revised opinions? We both were citing AFC as the team that will be punching through.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, Jude, but honestly, I still am going to stick with AFC. Obviously, they got to come, or not come out here. We've got to go there to play them again, and, you know, we're the lone dog at the bottom of the table right now. So looking good for them. Obviously, Pensacola was able to get the 3 points. We talked about them getting tonight against us, but AFC still got that game in hand against Pensacola, man. I think 2 games in hand against the Roots. So, I just really think it'd be tough for the Roots. I mean, Pensacola's got a shot, but if I'm a betting man, and sometimes I am, I'd put some money on Mobile.
Absolutely. agreeance here, Trent, but we'll see. Still a lot to be determined here. So like we said, TSC got it going on. They'll head out to Mobile on July 9th. That will be the season finale for all of those teams. So the Saturday slate is going to be a fun one here. So we'll see if we can get that pulled up. We know it's going to be AFC at Jacksonville, Pensacola versus New Orleans, and I believe it will be the Roots at Southern States. That will be your weekend slate, and it should be a fun one going for you this weekend as we approach 9:45. We want to say goodbye to our radio audience, and we're going to go ahead and put a bow with it for everybody here at the conclusion of TSC Live. Thank you for John and the gang over at 93.3 Real Talk Radio for bringing us aboard here locally in Tallahassee. 7 games simulcast here on local radio, all 7 home games on 93.3 Real Talk Radio. So it was awesome to have John and the gang aboard. So thanks, guys, for punching us through. Great thing as we continue to try to build this brand here in Tallahassee, getting the people out to the games and allowing them as many options as possible to consume the content. So thank you to our radio audience. Game just resuming, so if you're looking for some action, go to 11, search up the Southern States feed, and check out AFC Mobile and Southern States. That game is still going on, but for all of us here, Trenton Young, Andrew Jupe, we'll get ready to sign off. Any final words here, Trent?
Just thankful for another season, Jupe. Just happy we can come out here and watch these games for free and talk about it, man.
There you go.
mean, that's really all it comes down to. It's a great club. Very lucky to be around and work with you and Coach Z and everybody else around here. So shout out Colby. We see Colby in the chat. So, yeah, we miss Colby and really everybody else who works here or who wasn't able to be here with us this season. Justin Gibbons. Few other faces I'm forgetting, but, we're making lifelong friends out here, Jupe. So just thankful for the opportunities that we get to watch this great soccer team and get to run it back and do it again next year, man. That's what I'm most happy for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So come late April, come early May, we'll be back doing it again, man. And maybe there'll be some more continued climbs, some upgrades as we try to make some improvements here on an annual basis to the way you can consume content. And I'll leave it at that, but I'll just let you know that already discussions in play to make it bigger and better for the 2023 season. So, Trent, any last words here, big dog, before we sign this thing off?
Well, let's end with an ellipsis. I love that, Jupe.
There we go. ... So once again, thank you to all the TSC teams. Shout out to the guys for battling. Bosco, Danny, Mike, Jonathan, Jack, Drew, Ethan, Cousin Cy, JP, Charles, Corey, Johnny, Andrew, Justin, Mateus, Gene, Austin, Francisco, Coach Bruno, the staff here, President Chris Petley, who's not with us, Brent, ownership, all the guys involved here, and everybody that works with TSC. Thank you so much for doing what you guys do. That is a thankless job, and even to the rest of the ownership here for TSC that absolutely gets no love. The medical staff, the trainers here from TOC, everybody, Amber, the whole gang, everybody involved, Raquel, with the TSC organization that does so much. Just want to say thank you to all you guys do. Thank you for having us back just to be able to put something out here for the TSC family, the TSC faithful. But it has been an absolute privilege to come aboard with you again here in the 2022 season. And we hope we did Tallahassee proud in the Big Ben, for the Big Ben, by the Big Ben. For Andrew Jupe and Trenton Young, thanks for coming aboard with us however you did so. Love you guys. We'll hope to see you next season. For those making the road trip out to AFC Mobile, enjoy, be safe, do your thing. Old Fields will be out there. Hit them up at Old Fields Battalion on social media. Get together, have some fun. We'll be tuning in to watch that game. But thank you guys so much. Andrew Jupe, Trent Young, the rest of the gang, signing off here for TSC Live, the final broadcast of the season. Be well. Have a safe rest of your summer.